out the moon. I wait for you to come around. You got me dancing in the dark. I've closed my eyes, but I won't sleep tonight. Baby, you should come with me. I'll take you to the dark side. Me and you and me, do bad things in the nighttime. Baby, you should come with me, and we can kill a light, hit the lights, let it black out, hit the lights, let it black out. Blackbird, black moon, black sky, black light, black everything, black, black heart, black keys, black diamonds, black out, black everything, black, black everything, everything, all black, everything, everything, all black, everything, everything, all black, everything, everything, black. In a nocturnal state of mind, children of the night, but it's the only way of life. It's black holes pulling me inside of this black heart, the black soul underneath this black, black sky. Baby, you should come with me. I'll take you to the dark side. Me and you and me, do bad things in the nighttime. Baby, you should come with me, and we can kill a light, hit the lights, let it black out, hit the lights, let it black out, Blackbird, black moon, black sky, black light, black everything, black, black heart, black keys, black diamonds, black out, black everything, black, black everything, everything, all black, everything, everything, all black, everything, everything, all black, everything, everything, black. Baby, you should come with me. Me and you and me. Baby, you should come with me, and we can kill a light, hit the lights, let it black out, hit the lights, let it black out, Blackbird, black moon, black sky, black light, black everything, black, black heart, black keys, black diamonds, black out, black everything, black, black everything, everything, all black, everything, everything, all black, everything, everything, all black, everything, everything, black.
You've been far away. What have you got to say? My heart is on display, but I'm not afraid. Yeah, I'm not afraid. Why you been getting busy? I've been getting dizzy, trying not to keep you in mind. Now I do the thighs and certainly enticing since you came back in my life. I've been waiting for you, been waiting for you, been waiting for you. I've been waiting for
Why's it always seem like I'm moving backwards? Caught up in a dream, everybody's actors. Why's it always seem like people change faces and nothing is real? Some things, yeah, I've been sending prayers through the roof. Oh, truth, yeah. Don't need all the answers, just tell me what life is for. One day I'ma wake up with a reaper at the door. Don't need all the answers, just say anything at all. I've been praying for a minute, I've been waiting on your call. Oh, don't need all the answers, just tell me what life is for. One day I'ma wake up with a reaper at the door. Don't need all the answers, just say anything at all. I've been praying for a minute, I've been waiting on your call. Oh, I've been waiting on your call. Oh, yeah, I've been waiting on your call. Oh, I've been waiting on your call. Oh, I've been praying for a minute, I've been waiting on your call. Oh, I've been waiting on your call, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I've been so patient with you, don't you know? I've been so down with you, and you know it. You never come around, and I show it. Just give me one chance right now, and I won't blow it. I won't blow it. Oh. And you know, I've seen better days. Yeah, you know, I've been through some things. Yeah, I've been sending prayers through the roof. Oh, truth, yeah. Don't need all the answers, just tell me what life is for. One day I'ma wake up with a reaper at the door. Don't need all the answers, just say anything at all. I've been praying for a minute, I've been waiting on your call. Oh, don't need all the answers, just tell me what life is for. One day I'ma wake up with a reaper at the door. Don't need all the answers, just say anything at all. I've been praying for a minute, I've been waiting on your call. Oh, I've been waiting on you, yeah. I've been waiting on your call. Oh, I've been waiting on your call. Been waiting on your call right now. I wanna hear your voice somehow, yeah. I've been waiting on your call, oh.
Tell me you've got no place to be, and let me take you. Or we could find some smoke to breathe and leave the city. Live by the light of falling stars. We're in slow motion when you hold me. Nothing seems to move. Roll with the ocean, higher and higher. Watching the waves, sipping on Chardonnay. Hey, hey.
In a bottle where we're going. No, we don't wanna be found tomorrow. Tell the city that we're not coming home tonight. We're in slow motion when you hold me. Nothing seems to move. Roll with the ocean. Watching the waves, sipping on Chardonnay. Hey, hey. You got me watching the waves, sipping on Chardonnay. You got me watching the waves, sipping on Chardonnay. You got me watching the waves, sipping on Chardonnay.
Yeah, I'm lost and numb, cold to the touch. I pretend like I don't remember your name. Every masterpiece turns to blasphemy. When I close my eyes, yeah, I still see your face. We were the thunder and the lightning, burning fire that started from a spark. I would spend you just to watch you twirl. It was us against the world. You were the rain falling on my skin. Yeah, I was dying when you pulled me in. I was your rebel and you were my girl. It was us against the world. distant fate. When I call for you, all I hear back is pain. Every song must end, even diamonds fade. When the darkness comes, I'll count up my mistakes. We were the thunder and the lightning, burning fire started from a spark. I would spend you just to watch you twirl. It was us against the world. You were the rain falling on my skin. Yeah, I was dying when you pulled me in. I was your rebel and you were my girl. It was us against the world. We were the thunder and the lightning. I was your rebel and you were my girl. It was us against the world. I just wanna feel like this. I just wanna feel like this. I just wanna feel like this forever. I love it when my feet don't touch the ground, touch the ground. Don't wanna let these colors fade, kaleidoscopes inside my head. Just wanna feel like this. Just wanna feel like this forever.
Will it impact the momentum on the G2 side? Apex is away from the flashbang. 2 kills for him, making 3. Apex and 4 kills at the bomb. Fur is annihilating everyone. 3 headshots for Fur. He's like, oh, I hope you like pistols. Here's some pistols, here's some more.
Going absolutely nuts at the moment. Oh, quad kill from Nifty. Oh, what an absolute beast.
Welcome to the North American portion of the ECS League here today. The community casters have gone to have a break, so we have jumped in for the first 2 matches today, and we'll get into the schedule just in just a moment. I'm here joined by Mr.Jaacker
Pornovich, that's a new one. James, that's a new way to butcher my name, but I like it. It's better than some of the other ones.
Paunovic. Okay, Paunovic. To get the nuances of the Serbian language. I try to. I'm not very good.
A for effort.
Not very good, but yeah, it's all in the trying, isn't it? What's going on with you today?
I'm great. I love these community casters because that means I actually have some time off, which is always beneficial. Got to do some work and also watch some more 24, which is always nice.
Yeah, I think I've watched half of Series 4 in 24 hours, which is pretty good.
Convenient.
Quite early today. It's a shame. I just got a new spacebar for the keyboard I'm building for Dazed, because I've got a red, if you look at that keyboard, right, the middle, like here, this is the base set, right, from here, like to here. So that's white. The modifiers, this bit and those bits, they are red, and then I've just got him a blue spacebar, so he's got his American flag thing going on. But once it's finished, put it all together. Anyway, let's have a look at today's schedule and see what matches we have for you in North America. SK versus Cloud9 on Cash and Cobble. SK home for the Cash map. Then we've got Liquid versus NRG, and our community casters will be back for those two. And this is where things stand at the moment. So Cloud9 having a great time of things, as are SK. Both teams have only 3 losses, although in that sense, Liquid are not very far behind with 4 losses. Everybody else with, well, 6 or more at the moment. How does this look for you? Any surprises?
Not really. I think the main talking point for the rest of the season is going to be, can someone jeopardize Optic Gaming? Can one of the teams steal their spot? You have Renegades, CLG, NRG all in a good position to do so. Renegades, maybe they can't allow any more slip-ups for the remainder of the season. In their remaining 4 games, they basically need 4 wins in order to be in contention for that last spot. But I think it's going to be super exciting for that last spot. I do believe that SK, Cloud9 and Liquid pretty much have their spot secured. I mean, Liquid not theoretically, they still haven't secured, but from the level of play they've displayed, I would expect them to get the wins necessary and to secure their place at Wembley.
So going into the SK versus Cloud9 matchup, SK being home for the first map, they've picked Cash. SK, a team who have been improving with their new addition, and obviously Fallen's come back into form as well.
Yeah, I think that's one of the biggest talking points about SK, besides talking about the whole Phelps/team dynamic, how now he's playing more with the team and they went back to their system. And you can obviously see that Fallen and Coldzera as well are more comfortable right now. And Fallen, obviously being the main opera of the team and being such a high-skilled player with the weapon, is going to have huge amounts of impact for SK. So obviously, great thing to see if you are an SK fan. Also, I think Phelps has actually adjusted excellently, fairly well considering the circumstance. He can still find enough room for himself, or he's giving enough room to go for those individual plays, or even within the team, right? When they go for that B execute on Cobble, he gets the boost towards tree and he is in a position to make plays. Sometimes he's on the long lurk. So it does seem that at the moment they do a very good job of finding the balance between having him play for the team more, but also having some room to do his own thing.
On the subject of fans, obviously Cloud9 are a big fan favourite, and they are the opponent for SK in the first 2 matches. And we've seen numerous explosive games from the Cloud9 side, but now they're up against one of their tougher opponents. How do you think they will fare in the grand scheme of things in North America?
I think it's going to be interesting because Cloud9 usually rise up to the challenge when they play other top-tier teams in their region and internationally as well. You can see how they're trying to make adjustments of their own, right? Moving automatic to that in-game leader position instead of Stewie. It's mostly because they want to have more structure as a team on that T side. They've been too reliant on Stewie making plays and creating space for the rest of the team. They want to have more than that, basically, to fall back on.
What's pretty cool for me is that I think both these teams are quite active thinkers, especially on the CT side. We saw that in the way SK tried to abuse Liquid yesterday. And so I think it's going to be a good match in that respect, because I think SK, if you allow them to outmaneuver you, then you'll get punished quite a lot. But I think it's going to be harder to do that against Cloud9 than some of the other teams in North America. Do you have any opinion on that?
I think definitely when you play against SK, you need to be active, right? You can't play a passive style of CS because they're just going to run you over. With the likes of Fur and Phelps, very aggressive players, especially on the CT side, they are most of the time going to be able to find an opening, find that flank, and basically ruin your plans. So it is difficult to execute, and not every team is naturally aggressive or naturally plays proactive Counter-Strike, but you simply need to make that adjustment when you play against SK if you want to have any chance of putting up a good fight.
One of the, obviously, Skadoodle is one of the AWPers who you might argue is more passive than active in that sense. But Cache is one of the maps where you can see Skadoodle being put into more aggressive situations on the CT side, like in the middle of mid, going for a pick through T warehouse and things like that with support from a rifler. So I expect that to be seen at some point here on the Cache, but we'll find out about that after the break. Before we go to the break, remember you can see some of these teams playing live here in Esports Arena in Santa Ana this weekend, including SK, amongst other teams. The tickets can be found on that link below. $15 for 1 day, $25 for 2. Check it out and make sure you get down here if you want to see these teams playing live in the ECS League. So it's Cache coming up. SK home against Cloud9. See you after the break.
Do you play Counter-Strike? Do you want to play with the pros? Do you want to play against this guy?
Going in for his team.
Or this guy? Perhaps even this guy. Okay, maybe not him. Sign up now to Faceit.com and take your game to the next level. Play against the pros only at Faceit.com.
My name is Forrest.
I'm Getright.
Freiberg. You want to beat an old timer like me?
Come try us at Faceit.com.
The home of all the good stuff.
Fantastic play. Make his first steps into the site, gets caught, tagged there by the auto sniper. The AWP is a great response to an auto sniper. As you can see, the Glaive will take down Rubino, leaving just Tensky. They know where he is. Oh my god, what on earth is he doing? Just bunny hopping straight into the device. Indeed, and he's been so good with the spray downs. 4 frags coming so incredibly easy to Croman, showing us that he is quite proficient and a player to be feared. As Zipex tries to get some additional damage, but Croman is seeking the ace, and that's exactly what he's going to find. Okay, and that's very good because he's going to take away players. Nexa catches Twist on the cross, 27 seconds on the clock. Now Stanislaw has to move out of position to grab the bomb. And the running turn. Oh, Nexa. He knows there's one above him. Another frag from him as now he looks to try to clutch this one for Renegades. The bomb needs to be collected. 15 seconds, less than 15 seconds. The P250 comes out. And the Serbian of Renegades, Nexa, delivers a quad kill to steal it away, 19-17.
Yeah, it's interesting. Oh, no. It was the other side. They had the...
Oh,
hello. That's not good.
Oh my god.
What can you say about that one?
Oh my god. In the face. He's just gonna keep going. Why not? Why not? Just catch the rotations. Here he goes. And number 4. Easiest ace of his life if he gets it.
Azza close to pop, just the one player towards B, and that is Nifty, taken care of by Stewie 2K.
Yeah, nice crouch peek there coming into play, and they start to dwindle the numbers of Renegades. Still up high, is going to pick off one. In pursuit is Stewie though. He will not rest until everyone's down. He himself has all the 3 kills at the moment that the Cloud9 team have. All due to Stewie. How much else will he get? Both players, I believe, spotted coming down Pop Dog, so they know where they will be. Stewie looking for the next one. Trying to put the taps out there, seeing what they can find. There's another one. 4 kills for Stewie. And the 5th as well. The ace from Stewie 2K.
to Boston, lives in a world she's lost in, victim of compromise. He's staring at her Aberdeen heart, London eyes, Glasgow bones. She's whistling the catacombs, a paradox. He's in love with the statue in a marble block. He's in love with the girl that time forgot. She just shakes her ears. She's falling too far with salt in her scars. Won't let it taste her tears. She's falling too far. The girl that time forgot. Wasted moments, full of potential atonement. An angel in disguise, but he can see her Aberdeen heart, London eyes, Glasgow bones. She's a whistle in the catacombs, a paradox. Oh, he's in love with the statue in a marble block. He's in love with the girl that time forgot. She just shakes her ears. She's falling too far with salt in her scars. Won't let it taste her tears. She's falling too far. The girl that time forgot. You let her go, catacombs. You let her go, let her go, catacombs. You let her go. She just shakes her ears. She's falling too far with salt in her scars. Won't let it taste her tears. She's falling too far.
Cash, SK starting on the CT side. This is their pick. They are the home team versus Cloud9, whose vetoes have left us here. There we go, English. Skadoodle, the grenade man for this side. for Cloud9, and Fallen is the grenade man for his team. No P2 fiddies for Cloud9. There's a pop flash starting off the proceedings, and that is all the information found. Taco with very patient headshots and sees the bomb. Shroud in squeaky door. Taco repositioning, but Stewie's on shot. There are 3 Ts. All the Ts remain are here on the A bomb site. Fallen getting shots in the head, but the Glock's too far away for the one shot. He'll get finished off. There's a flank coming towards Squeaky by Phelps. I presume the door is open indeed. The door is open. Stewie coming up short, facing the CT player by the car. Now Phelps is in a 1 versus 2. He has a defuse kit. Let's get himself a 1 versus 1. Needs to keep an eye on where Skadoodle is, but I think he's backing off into Skadoodle's position. And the duels will be won by the North American side versus the South American side.
Great presence of mind from Cloud9 in that 2v2 to just quickly double peek the player coming in from CT. See, even though Phelps was on that flank, he was just half a second too late to get the kill on Skadoodle, and very well played from Cloud9 in that situation. And we see SK on a force buy, actually with some utility, 2 flashes and a smoke. Fallen with that P250, no armor, wants to have enough money for the AWP in the first gun round. Cloud9 on the other hand, 4 SMGs making their way towards A, probably going to use the Molotovs to clear out the close corners.
Forklift is always an issue on these A pushes, and first showing why. And there is also a place you want to have a Molotov in to force players away from that position. And that's on any round, not just an anti-eco. If you are executing into A, Forklift is going to be a problem for you if you allow it to be.
And Cloud9 showing why utility is key in anti-force buy rounds. You can see even though Fur got a kill, he was a bit of a pest. Even though SK also had a player in MBK, with those 2 Molotovs for quad, MBK, Molotov for Forklift, they clear out all the close corners. You can throw a smoke for highway if you want, then you only need to worry about heaven basically and close angles in the bomb site. You can even throw another Molotov to get rid of those close angles in the bomb site, or you can simply pop flash and keep your spacing tight so you get the trade kills. Very well executed once again from Cloud9. Starting off really strong.
This is a boost that we used to see from SK a very long time ago. Common boost to avoid sprays through the middle area.
It's not just that, it's also sometimes in these rounds the Ts boost the player on T-red, basically the container inside of middle. And that way he can see the legs if someone walks up and plays a close angle. So with that boost you avoid being spotted, and you know that may be an element of surprise that you can use to your advantage. But the first gun round coming in fairly quickly. You can see that AWP on Fallen, the rest of the team on M4s, but not a lot of utility to work with.
Yeah, this is the first map I did wonder about CT force buys after losing the pistol, because I don't think this is a very good situation on Cash, but I'm sure SK are prepared for this round based on what they have. So we'll see if they can make any relevant adjustments. Phelps playing in the checkers area. He's got Cold with him as well. Cold's got 1 flashbang. With the current setup they have, he can't really flash for his teammate. But again, if he was in Phelps' position and Cold was closer to the vent, then there's a pop flash that can be had for a peek. But anyway, Phelps playing around the corner of the smoke. That's a common position, that we've seen recently at the very least. From the CT side, again, there's an infamous round from Rops of Mouthbots from that position. So Cloud9 executing grenades into B, and they'll draw 3 players there. And now this would suggest a B split, would it not, Yanko?
Yes, those are the smokes to use to take mid control close. I mean, but nowadays with the level of mind games, you can do so many different things. People use that as bait as well, but this will end up as being a B fake.
So it's a double fake then. Yep. But a different. Normally you see the fake on the other side after, but it's a double fake towards the B bomb site, and Taco is alone, but he's got a really nice smoke down on the corner of the site. And that's so hard to deal with for the T, so at least it buys some time. Shroud and Skadoodle with a combined 6 HP. Fur has all the advantages. Shroud from 5 to 2 HP, and he'll get finished off. Skadoodle is nowhere near. He's still peaking, but he's got 1 HP, man. He's got 1 HP.
That was a very cool idea from Cloud9. It's very difficult to execute because with the amount of fakes you're doing, your utility needs to be used perfectly, and your players, you need to basically put them in a position to throw that utility, right? That's why they didn't have anyone in A main, because, you know, coming out of Squeak, you're going to make a sound cue. It's pretty difficult. So, Producer Patrick, this actually might be something we can do
on the iPad.
On the iPad, yeah. Round number 4, if you'd like.
Let's do it. That was a cool round, and you don't often see a round as elaborate as that from Cloud9, which tells me that they respect their opponents. And again, it's one of their toughest opponents in North America.
It's also,
I hate it when that happens.
It's also good to see them, you know, changing their play style in general, right? That's something that you would not see before from Cloud9. Such an elaborate strategy.
It's really annoying when you throw a grenade on that corner and it just goes straight back at you, especially when it's a Molotov. It's so annoying. But there we go, sometimes it happens. SK win the first buy round, and they're a man to the good at the moment. Skadoodle with his gun from the previous round. Bomb was defused, so despite surviving, he'll still get his loss bonus. Yeah, Cold Zero in the same position. Not sure if this has been revealed just yet, but it has certainly been so now. 3 CTs towards B, but I don't know if anybody's in a position to flash for him, or even has a flash. So Cole's just been left in this box for the time being, and it seems C9 know he's a threat as well as Cold Zero, so he will expect them to try and duel him, but they're going to focus on the site instead, taking a gamble at Cloud9. It might just pay off for them, or maybe not. Fur coming out, Cold Zero finally gets put to rest, and Shroud, he'll be the last man in front of the B bomb site. So I like the decision from C9 to just leave Cold there, but in the end, SK take the round.
That must be so frustrating for nothing. Trying to sneak his way, cannot find the player in the bomb site, but you really need to give props to SK for having confidence in each other. Phelps just, you know, counting on his teammates, watching his back, and he was just playing to stay alive. So very well executed from SK. I think that's something where it's obvious the benefit that they have of being in a gaming house, because that level of communication, I'm not sure you would be able to do it if you're not actually sitting next to each other, you know, saying like, just stay alive on this side of the box and covering the other side. And
yeah, and you can look at your teammate's screen as well, and then you have the confidence in the situation. And comms are going to be less crazy. Cloud9 charging into the A site. The CTs are playing retake for this round, but Phelps, he wants just to take everything. A fast flank from him. Bomb's being planted in an exposed position, and that may have been a mistake because everybody's getting cleaned up now, leaving StuTK and Squeaky versus a full SK roster. No insta-trade from Fur. In fact, Stu's got a chance to do some more damage. Goes for the wide peak, but Fur's ready for it. No plant, 1 kill. And that leaves Cloud9's money in a terrible place.
And that was an actual forced buy from Cloud9. It wasn't like a half buy. Them leaving some money in the bank for this round. And you can see the power of playing for retake on the A bomb site, right? Not having anyone in the site. You don't lose players to that initial execute. And once the smokes actually clear, that the T's throw to execute that strategy, there really isn't that much left for them to work with. And it's not that difficult for the CTs to execute the retake properly. Would have been almost a flawless round for SK.
Fulham, does he dare repeat? He does. But the more time he spends here, the closer the CTs are going to get. But there we go, he's got support, so he turns out being the bait if the T's wanted to play the close advantage. Wipeouts, SK, they're making a lot of money in these rounds. And we see the cash on them is $6,000 to $9,000, so that's pretty good. Bearing in mind, no one needs to buy a gun in this round. 2 AWPs now for the Brazilian side, one of which I would assume has been taken from Skadoodle in a previous round. SK now in the lead after Cloud9 take the pistol in the anti-rounds. So now the question is, when are Cloud9 going to win a buy round? Again, we've seen some elaborate strats from them early, but wasn't enough to take things over the line. Shroud moving towards the squeaky position, and there seems to be a focus towards A here for Cloud9. Nothing is lurking towards B though. SK players playing on the sites. No boost coming in. There's the standard stuff from Nothing. There's the kind of pop flash I was talking about previously. You don't see that often enough on the B bomb side, I have to say, in Counter-Strike in general. Stewie is being picked off, as has Nothing. There's a flank coming in though on these CT players, but I'm sure they're aware of their positions and what is lacking at the moment. Fallen playing close to E-Box. Taco by Forklift, but now their attention will be pulled between mid and the squeaky door by Shroud. The bomb's in the middle area as well, but the flank is coming in from Felt. Fallen taken down on the A site, so things getting difficult now for the SK side. Fur subject to a Molotov, and he will be traded after taking Shroud9 down. Shroud9, I said it as well.
No.
2-1-2 retake for the CTs. Let's move on
Hiko
swiftly.
comes in as well.
Let's move on swiftly. Phelps in A main. Could have had a two-man spray down, but he won't get either player. Told now, how do you avoid the 1 versus 1? He's blind, he can't do it. Cloud9 get their first buy round.
That's a bad miss, James.
That's a bad miss.
How did that turn into a round win for Cloud9 after it was 3-5?
I think Fallen getting picked off, exposed to the middle area. Standing in a place he couldn't really. And then Fur was stuck by Forklift.
The body spam. Oh, he gets it. He gets it. You love to see it, James. You love to see it.
Not bad if you can get it. Perfect timing from Mr. Stewie2K. Another one for the YouTubes. And SK, their money could get quickly depleted because that's not how you want to start a round of cash. And I bet Fallen's furious about that one.
Well, they managed to win a 3v5 in the previous round. Let's see if they'll close out a 5v3. You can see them grouping up immediately towards the A bomb site, mostly towards A main, and they will get the kill on Taco, who was the sole player anchoring the bomb site. Now they just need to make sure they don't get picked off by Cold Zera, and the round will probably be theirs. I want to say though, in that previous round, when SK was in a 5v3 situation, you can see how methodically they take control of A main. When that is what they want to go for, they use a decent amount of resources to execute it properly. So double flash into A main, 2 players clear it out. Fallen, who flashed in for them, also uses his incendiary in front of Squeaky in case someone wants to react very quickly and try to shoot those players in the back. And also they have a very good read, you know, after let's say 20 or 30 seconds, they had a great read on how Cloud9 was executing their default. They realized there was only one player outside B trying to get control of checkers. Pop flash comes in from Cold for Phelps, easy kill, and a 5v3 situation. Unfortunately, they did not end up winning the round. And Cloud9, now with 2 consecutive rounds, they actually break the bank of SK and force them to go on an eco. Or, I mean, Taco dropped the AWP on Fallen, but he spent all of his money. The rest of the team still has some money left for the next round. If they decide to buy, they probably will. Taco will just play with a UMP or a pistol.
Love the confidence from Fallen. And I also love it when CTs push mid, when they know the Ts have sprayed all their bullets and they're trying to catch them on the reload. But Nothing has worked for SK in this round despite their best efforts. The AWP's gone. The smoke push on the reload didn't work out, and it's Cold versus 5.
SK probably a bit frustrated. 2 rounds in a row, they lose a player to a spam through smoke. But Cloud9 doing a very good job of winning rounds when they get an advantage, right? That when they have problems, it's actually when they lose players early to the aggression of SK. So if they can somehow manage to combat that, to get the entry kill instead of giving away one, as we saw in that previous round, things will look much better for them. And this might be another good opportunity for them, since the buy for SK is not optimal. You can see Taco only on a CZ. No AWP for Fallen either. Cold Zera forced to play with a FAMAS. So definitely a good opportunity for Cloud9 to keep the momentum. Keep the ball rolling, James.
All the way down the hill. There's a squeaky push being set up for SK. And it's going to work. Well, at least it will get a kill. 4v4. You tell me if you think that's to their advantage. But that might slow down the pace of Cloud9, and it seems there might be an extra man rotating on the CT side. They don't have vision of mid at the moment, so they're going on an expedition, going to find out what's what. And they may bank on the fact that Cloud9 will be slow towards A, because the trade did come in for the CT side. Indeed, Automatic is towards the squeaky door. Everybody else playing passive for now, but starting to move away from the B bomb site where there are 2 SK players. A 1-1-2 set up for the remainder of the Brazilian side. Bomb heading towards squeaky as well. But the Molotov into the vent might suggest that somebody is outside the B bomb sites looking to kill a player being flushed out. That player is Phelps. But it's on the A side to try and hold things down. He's going to dink nothing, but he's still alive. 3-on-3. Fallen, moving up short. He's trying to hold on to this while his team make their way towards car. That smoke will allow him to reposition. Looking for a flank. He has to assume somebody's by forklift. Indeed, he's pre-firing his angle there, but he can be behind the block on the right-hand side. And that Molotov will tell a story that there's probably nobody there, but there's never a guarantee in Counter-Strike. Did he see Stewie in squeaky? He's got teammates in tow as they try to attack from 2 directions. Nothing. Skadoodle taken down quickly. Stewie takes on the low player with some nice taps, but he's got a crossfire now of the CTs. Tries to merge through the choke point, but it won't be enough. SK take their 5th round. We'll see if they rescue the AWP. They will. Let's see where their money is. It's not great, but 2 players can drop.
Unfortunate for Cloud9 that they couldn't get better positions for that after plant. It was very they had basically no opportunity to set up a crossfire. All 3 players towards the same side, pretty much 2 towards quad, 1 in squeaky. And it's very difficult to hold off the retake in that situation.
Skadoodle, did he get a sound cue? Or is this just
no way.
Business as usual? Nice angle. You don't often see that when somebody's looking for that smoke. Just holding, hugging the side of the wall.
I always feel like I can't see that player. Even if I know a player is there, I feel like I still can't see him.
Feels dangerous.
Skadoodle doesn't have that problem though.
Indeed, he doesn't. And again, it's a 1-1-2 set up from SK in the 4-on-4.
And as I said, Cloud9 has been really good at these situations. Like when they get a man advantage, they've been really good at using that and winning the round.
Let's see how they deal with the forklift position. Nothing spots Taco. I don't know if there's a smoke around the towards the car position. There isn't, so there was a lot less places for the CTs to hide there. And indeed, I think it's safe territory because it's reset territory. And now Phelps trapped behind the sandbags. That was an awkward spot once he fell down. And that leaves Cold with a French gun as Cloud9 extend their round lead to 2 once more.
You never want to be left with those, James.
Of the French guns.
Yeah.
I just sent 4 people to Paris today to do some esports work. On a side note, so they'll be seeing some FAMASs. The army carry the FAMAS around France at all the train stations.
Well, someone has to.
It's funny, if you look at a factory new FAMAS, just a plain FAMAS in the game, and it looks like it has wear. Like this, it has this wavy thing which looks like wear and tear, and that's literally how they look in real life. Because you'd think if it was factory new, right, it would just be like perfect or something, but it has that wavy wear. I don't know what it is or what it signifies, but it's there. No, I have not. Strad's got a good spawn. He's got a good spawn to cut someone off going to the short box, looking for it. He might have spotted somebody going towards sandbags.
SK do decide to force up again off of that saved AWP on Cold. And it also makes sense from an economical standpoint, because if they lose this round, they can eco the next, and then for the last round of the half, they will have another buy. But things do not start off well for them. Skadoodle, 2nd round in a row, finds an entry kill for his team. And also good to see Cloud9 switching his positions. You can see how Cold Zero was looking for that duel with him in A main. Instead, Skadoodle is on the boost, gets the kill on Fallen.
Fallen tried to get out of sandbags before he was exploited, and now he'll be a martyr, lying in the middle of mid. If he goes for a peek, he needs to pick his time wisely. Maybe if there is an attack coming in towards the A site, he can try to kill a split. The Molotov might not help though, but Cold Zero will not wait. Going through the fire to get that kill. What did Cloud9 do with that? They're all heading towards the A site now. It's Stewie's turn in Squeaky, the rest in main, but the rotation is here. SK have read it well, and they've got 3 players on the A bomb site. Cold Zero with the secondary angle. That's a great headshot onto Skadul as well. He's died. He's done his job with the 3K. 2-1-2 on the A site. Not for long though. Leaving Phelps alone with the pistol and the bomb at his feet. He's looking for a weapon, but he can't find one. He needs to play close with Stewie, but he is dinking him, I think. There's 9 seconds left, and Phelps with the wide peak. He can move pretty fast with that P250, and his aim was on point. Saves the round and the AWP for his team.
A very, very difficult situation for Stewie, since he didn't have a lot of time to work with. He basically had to run, but if he runs towards Phelps, Phelps has the advantage and can just pre-fire him pretty much. What was the problem in that round for Cloud9, James?
For Cloud9, at the end?
What was different from the times when they had the 5v4 before?
I can't remember.
I'll tell you later. But right now we have some action towards the middle area. Fur trading 1-for-1. Not terrible considering his position and equipment. 4v4 situation favors the T's. We have Cold Zero in Z connector. Will he find a kill here as Automatic is creeping up highway? Back to you, Jay.
I know, I was giving it the, you know, we're allowed to have some quiet, so it's fine, it's fine.
Just checking we didn't fall asleep or something.
2 CTs left. I was going to start talking about Cold in connector and if he was going to push and get a kill on highway again.
Sure you were.
But there's Mr.Jaacker.
Sure you were. So James, the problem for Cloud9 in that previous round was the following thing. Before, whenever they would get...
Was as follows. That's how you would say it in English.
Sorry James, I don't really speak English.
I know, that's why I'm helping you by telling you how you'd say it in English.
By interrupting me mid-sentence.
You had to know right then and there. Please continue. So the problem for Cloud9...
In the middle of my top-notch analysis.
So the problem for Cloud9...
The problem was before when they would get a man advantage early, they would just group up fairly quickly, use their utility, but you know, not overuse it, just use the numbers, brute force their way in, get the trade kills, secure the bomb site, win the round. This time around, they did get the entry kill, but they were still being spread out. Stewie was trying to sneak his way through mid towards highway, and they were getting picked off by Cold. And then when they actually went towards the A bomb site, it was a little bit too late. Cold Zero was already in position with the AWP, and you can see, you could see that their coordination was also slightly off because there was a molly coming in for quad, but the players already started running in before that even bloomed, and that allowed Cold Zero to get 2 extra kills.
In the later stages of this half, Cloud9 have done a good job of keeping SK off the weaponry that they use so well. Again, the AWP has been lacking. That is as close as AWP shots get. Phelps trying to be sneaky in the corner, but taking one straight in the face. It's not a great start for a round where SK only have pistols for the most part. Cold just pushing the corner of the smoke, faster than nothing. And there's no one to collect that AK because SK are rotating towards the A site. They're making it work with these pistols. Taco relocating to the lights and then jumping off down to Squeaky. The 5-7 doing some work maiming but not claiming a life. And again, Cold Zero around the smokes with his own rendition of a Stewie push. But Shroud smells rats and Rat will be exterminated. 15 kills for Shroud, leading the charge on Cloud9, leading the server as well in the kills. So that's a 9-6, a solid half from Cloud9.
Absolutely. Great recovery from them. Despite winning the pistol round, SK was getting control of that first half early on, but Cloud9 did a great job of battling their aggression. You know, they didn't throw their own aggression towards SK's way, but they just were pretty patient and did manage to punish SK for their aggressive play. And as we mentioned earlier, they did a good job after that initial advantage to close out rounds.
I'm deliberately leaving silence here, Yanko, just in case.
I know, James.
In case you weren't sure.
You're thinking of what to say. It's not easy. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I'm sure it will come to you.
3 CTs towards A. Taco's pretty close. He's showing his back to Stewie and still manages to kill him. USP collected as well.
He killed him with a fart, James.
Fallen still has all his grenades, but I mean, it's a 2 versus 5, so he cares about grenades at this point. Skadoodle and Shroud. Well, maybe those grenades will come in handy. Where is Fallen? I can't see where he is, but if they smoke this area between the box and the wall, that would make life a lot more difficult. But then so do flashbangs. Cold Zero taken down. There's one more flash, which is avoided. That smoke is still in play, but I think it's too late to use it. Lovely one tap from Shroud. He's got himself 2 kills so far, as has Skadoodle. Taco with a lot to do. Trying to keep the 1 versus 1s, but that won't work out for him either.
Wow.
And it looks like SK are going to lose the pistol.
That was so painful for SK. It's like first flash works great from Fallen, but Skadoodle just blind 1 taps, gets the kill. Second flash, Fallen actually blinds his teammates. Skadoodle gets that kill as well. Or was it Shroud? One of the 2 Cloud9 players. And then in a 2v2 situation, they're just able to get the kill on Fallen, and they can guess that the last player is in quad. So great round from Shroud. Yet again, he's having a great game so far for Cloud9. Both him and Skadoodle, who have been receiving a lot of criticism lately. But we have a full-on A execute, James.
Yeah, it looks like we have a faster short
And it's
smoke.
over. It's over, James.
It pretty much is,
It's all
yeah.
over.
Can we see the map, please? The main map, Mr. Observer. Okay, yeah, so it is a short smoke. I haven't seen it done with the jump throw from there before. Can Connor please draw a line on the map between the box and the wall on A? The white box. Just a bit. No, the other one, lower.
Highway.
No. That's not a box. No. On A, we'll see where it says A. There's a white box, right? Between there and the wall.
Oh, okay.
Just below
Yeah,
A. Just below the A. No, that's the E box. Come on, you're trolling me. You are trolling me.
It's in the red area.
He's trolling me.
In the red area.
Yeah, literally below where it says A, there is a white box. Okay, to the wall. He is okay. The second one. What is this? Honestly, Dan, can you draw a line, please? Dan is standing behind him. Dan knows what I'm talking about.
Dan is trolling.
We don't pay him
hard
for
right
this.
now.
Anyway, the box to the wall, right? That I think in the pistol round, it was too awkward for Fallen to. I mean, if that was his intention, yeah, to throw the smoke there when he's already in main, because he could get shot throwing the smoke. If you look at a lot of North American teams, especially on buy rounds, they'll put a smoke there post plant, and it's really hard for the CTs to push. On the one hand, it lets the CTs get closer to the site, but on the other hand, it's very unfavorable for the CTs to try and push through that smoke, just as it is Ts go through the NBK smoke, if you will, to get to the A site. They just get absolutely wrecked. But we will never know what might have happened had that smoke gone down. Enough about smokes. It's about pistols in this round for SK, so maybe they will get wrecked again. Not as fast as the previous round, where they had a plan towards A with the short smoke, etc. I like that jump throw short smoke, because I think there are ways to use that. If you can use a short smoke to force somebody, let's say, to rotate towards A through connector, and if you can use 1 or 2 more pieces of utility to get a plant 4 shorts, then you can flank later on. This is like for eco rounds. I like to go for a short plant and have somebody flanking through mid to defend the bomb once that smoke disappears, because the smoke encourages the CTs to move out of the middle area, because they can't be useful for their team once the push comes in on towards A. But anyway,
it depends like how much utility you want to use, or do you want to leave some for the afterplan situation. Also, how confident are you in your lurker that he will be able to hit good timing, because if he is not able to do so, then, or if he dies, then the players who are in sight maybe don't have a favorable position to defend that plant.
Fur needs to die. There are 8 seconds. Like, oh my god, I need to die. And at this point, yes, they're hiding. Yes, they're like, screw you, Fur. You can run around. We're not going to find you until there's no time left, and you're going to die instantly. Boom. No money for Fur. Something terrible has happened. 21-50. You don't see that often enough. Presence of mind. He's in a place where he can do no harm. He can't plant the bomb.
I agree.
Let's let him die by timeout and ruin the money for the opponents.
Sometimes actually it's even worth for you to die and him to get that kill if your teammate is going to trade after the time runs out. Because you're just going to ruin their economy for the following round. You can see that Fallen is actually the one who in the end has to pay for it because he drops the AK over to Fur and plays with the Tech 9 himself.
Marvelous. Cloud9 now with double the score of SK, and they put themselves in a much better position to win this round by disabling some of the SK players with that timeout kill. Great stuff. So from Stewie's position, you can crouch and that line on the box. If you line up your smoke with that, it will land perfectly for a mid-smoke, a CT mid-smoke. What isn't perfect for Cloud9 though is the loss of Stewie 2K. Very explosive player who seems more disciplined in this game as he might need to be against such a strong opponent. Automatic took him a few bullets to get that kill. It's almost M4A4 spray pattern. Phelps tapping, but it can be quite difficult to get that tap in the headshot position. 3-on-3, however. CT's trying to figure out what's going on, and maybe nothing has just found out. It's a late rotation. Shroud still hasn't left at the B bomb site, so Skudil has a lot to do. Ooh. That might just be the end of it. 11 HP. You feel like he gets that kill 19 times out of 20. HP. But there we go. SK, despite starting with a Tech 9 and a Galil, they make it work.
And in that round, you can see from Stewie's POV, it is very difficult to just solo op mid because you need to worry about multiple angles, especially when they go for a coordinated take like that. You can't just hold a passive angle towards the white box, towards highway, because you know, if they pop flash, you're gonna die. You might get the kill on the player who's going towards vents, but what if a player is just from boost pushing up? You know, you can get punished by that as well. And you can see how when he jumps on the box, because he's worried about those angles, worried about player coming at him from boost hugging the wall, he just gets punished by the guy who was actually wide peeking towards vents. And even though Automatic had good adjustment to push Squeaky, he just took too much damage getting that kill.
Oh dear.
And was traded by Taco.
I was going to say SK were off to a great start. They took an AWP in the previous round. Of course, they survived with 3 players, so they got considerable upgrades. But then there is an early pick for Stewie. And it seems he has a read that only one person would be in the squeaky door. So he's positioned himself there to take his opponents by surprise, perhaps later on. But what will the focus for the remainder of Cloud9 be? Automatic playing close under the boost position in mid. 2 players playing deep in the B bomb site. So it seems they're just going to wait for SK to play their game and try to not give up any cheap kills, any easy frags. SK, sub 1 minute, taking their time. But starting to get moving. We've got Skudoodle in a dynamic position where he can offer support for mid and the A bomb site. Automatic with the off angle. But how does he get past said position when there's no smoke in the middle area? Can be difficult and indeed fall in trades. But it's a 2 versus 4. And SK don't have time to be waiting. Coles left to peek into the B bomb site. Molotov on default will move one of the players around, but still no one's being exposed. I'm sure he hears a player in that direction, but he won't expect nothing. Second player on the site, just 1 kill for SK in this round. Reset, and you have to favor Cloud9 now. If you didn't before, not only is the score massive, but the economic reset is there, and SK's options are very, very limited. Like someone in solitary confinement, there's only so much they can do.
That kill on Taco was actually pretty huge through Squeaky Door because of the nature of SK's default, right? They are super spread around the map. You can see how Fallen had to take a more passive angle. He was worried about someone pushing after that kill, and SK just couldn't find a good solution in that 4v5 situation. They go back to the 4 spy though.
That flash is going to be way too deep, unfortunately for Automatic. Fortunately for the SK side, though, they will get a gun for a brief second. Nothing coming out and taking everything away. Stewie close. Will he try to stop a bomb plant? It's a 3 versus 2. Oh, wait, the bomb is down in the middle area. So many advantages for C9, but Stewie gets taken down at a close range. And that might be another AK to be collected or a rifle of some description for the T side. Taco has given his team the 2v1, but still, it's Skadoodle who is holding the bomb. The question for him is, as time continues to tick, his position gets more and more compromised. Smoked out of his position and jumping around, not expecting Fur towards the car. And SK steal around. That is definitely a stolen round. Now the money's starting to get low for Cloud9. That was really a round they shouldn't have lost, and it's put them in a precarious situation. SK are 5 rounds behind. That's not so much.
Yeah, but they still have a sizable lead. I think this is a good call from Cloud9 to go for a half buy, not spend all of their money so they can still full buy the next round. And now Stewie gets a taste of his own medicine, getting spammed through the smoke. And we talked in the first half about how Cloud9 did a good job of playing with advantages. SK is probably one of the best team in the world at doing exactly that. So considering the buy from Cloud9, it's going to be very, very difficult for them to find a way back into this round. They need to basically take some sort of a risk, whether that's going to be trying to clear an area of the map or simply gamble and stack a bomb site. It seems like stack and gamble is their decision. That can definitely pay off. Worst case scenario, they gamble the wrong bomb site and they can still save their armor, kit, the UMPs even if they like, or they can play for exit kills and try to upgrade to AKs.
SK are not afraid to burn the clock. But again, sometimes that can be your enemy. If you don't do enough investigation and you head in the wrong direction, bomb carry gets taken down, then problems can be had. Cloud9 position so they're not exposed to the middle area. But indeed, the bomb seems to be headed towards B. 24 seconds as SK start to breach the B bomb sites. But again, nobody's there. So we'll see what Cloud9 choose to do once all is said and done, and if SK will hunt them if they think there is more economical impact to be done, especially if this buy has come in from Cloud9. Let's see. So Cloud9 actually on the move. If Phelps crouches, they won't see him, but it might be too late for that. Indeed, it seems Cloud9 are at risk of being wiped out. SK hunting them, heading towards the A sites. Automatic playing the off angle over the windshield. There we go. It seems Cloud9 will get some nice monetary bonuses and also some rifle upgrades. This round has been generous to them. There you go. Press E to win. 5 rounds is turned to 4. Now let's see what Cloud9 do with what they have. 3 players surviving. They've got money to drop rifles around this. There we go. Automatic dropping the AWP for Skadoodle. So they'll buy around what they have, which is a good decision. Skadoodle with a forward spawn. Again, we've seen him go towards mid and look into T warehouse early with rifle support. And it might be that. Nope, he's going towards the white box and one of the various angles there. It is a rare strat. I mean, obviously, you're going to be vulnerable to almost inevitable flashbangs with those strats, but you do see it from time to time. They're not the only team who do it. 2-1-2 set up from the CTs. And again, nothing's in position to be flashed in by Shroud. And it seems they might do that. Let's see if nothing will creep closer. There is something to be said for just playing off angles as well. Just being in weird positions so you don't get pre-fired. Fox has a video about that on YouTube, on Cash specifically.
In a situation like this, you wonder, SK throwing that early utility towards B is probably to bait out some of Cloud9's utility, which would suggest that they do plan to end up going to the B bomb site. Now, all of this might just be a fake, a mind game to make Cloud9 think that when SK actually wants to end around the A bomb site, As we see now, they have mid control. They are on the flank up highway.
Look at all these smokes on the A site. And it seems perhaps they were showing some presence there because they've quickly darted around to the B bomb site. Like Taco's on a late rotation. Where's the push coming in from SK though? There's a counter flash for the CTs and the cavalry's charging in, but the trade's going in both directions. Shroud in this position has not been checked just yet. Can't get the kill onto Fallen, but he will onto Fur, and that's put SK in a nasty spot. Shroud buying time for his team as he gets taken down. Taco's flank will be cancelled by Stewie, and it's Cloud9 who take the round, extend to 5, and move to 14 rounds. Great position to close things out eventually, but SK, mostly north of $4,000, have got money to buy, and they will.
That was actually a good round from SK. It's a sort of a floating round where they can mid-round make a decision where they want to end. Do they want to go B, or do they want to finish the round on A? It was great play from the C9 player who was actually running in through the smoke in CT, rushing in. That drew attention away from Shroud, and he was able to secure the round eventually for Cloud9.
Oh, that's a good start for the T's, and it might be reset territory once again. And I don't know if Cloud9 can survive it. 3 super fast frags for the T team, and they've got themselves some upgrades. AWP stolen again. Nothing, trying to maybe move in towards CT. Got to be careful if he does that. There is a close wall that some people like to go to, but it's susceptible to wall banks. This is really weird because nothing's got a kit. Oh my god. Oh my god, he's going to do it. There's no one anywhere close to the A bomb site. They've all run for the hunt and nothing's just going to steal the round for match point if he can find the bomb. Indeed he can. And there's no one with an angle. Can Fer get there in time? Oh, you hate to see it happen, Yanko. You don't see it happen very often these days.
Especially not to a team like SK. What was that?
Nothing has some kind of read, either that or because, you know, he started moving back towards the car position after considering going to CT. So I think either he had the inkling that they were looking around and hunting already and maybe had abandoned the site, or his teammate elsewhere, who was still alive, had heard some sounds and went for it. But there we go. That is a collapse of a round for SK. A false sense of security. Let's see if Cloud9 can close it out. It seems so. Automatic on the charge very early with a 2K in the middle area. Unanswered frag. Down to 5 HP. He's got a teammate in to re-smoke as well. So Cloud9 in a very good position now in what could be the last round of the first game. Again, the second one will be Cobblestone. Cloud9 not going to waste around either. And that might be a smart thing. Boosting automatic might be eventually killed if he stays in that position with all of 5 HP. And that's the bomb down as well. So it's going to be a dominant last round. Everybody getting taken out. 16-9 for Cloud9. And I think it's fair to say that that was a pretty massive game from them.
Absolutely. They did have the advantage of winning both pistols in that game. Obviously, it's going to go a long way to help you to win the game eventually, but you know, it's not like they ran away with the game because of those pistols. SK did manage to find their way back both times, but there were a couple of situations that uncharacteristically for SK, they would basically pull away some advantages. Nine just did a great job of punishing them every chance they'd get and taking advantage of those openings.
Yeah, and I think it was a nice team effort, everybody contributing, getting some good impact frags as well on the Cloud9 side. And I really like the strategy we saw from them on the T side, like the double fake towards B with the Molotovs and exchanging the players. They threw at least...
This double fake, James.
They threw... What?
This double fake.
Oh, how about that for a transition?
How about that for a segue? So the round that James was referencing was from Cloud9 in the first half, and this is very cool because it's not something we're used to seeing from C9. You can see how they already had 3 players moving over towards the B bomb site. The job of Shroud and Automatic basically is just to hold for flanks at this point in time. And you can see how they are also preparing to use some of their early utility towards the B bombs, and you feel that maybe at this point they could even consider finishing the round straight away based on the response from the CTs. Also, this is the first gun round, so the CTs don't have a lot of utility to work with. You can see how Cloud9 uses 2 Molotovs. Basically, Skadoodle is just holding for someone to push to try and get a free kill. Phelps is forced to use his smoke immediately, and Automatic and Stewie are already going back towards A. Nothing is still here with Skadoodle supporting him, and also Nothing has his utility left for the second push. In the meanwhile, Stewie and Automatic throw the wall of smokes towards B, which most of the time suggests a B split coming the way of the CTs. But Cloud9 doesn't decide to go for it immediately. Instead, what happens is Automatic is joining Shroud and Squeaky. Stewie is going to go A main. You can see Nothing and Skadoodle with a second wave of grenades towards B. And this is great because you see how that forces the rotation from Fur. Fallen was already in the bomb side. Call Zero hiding behind the box the entire time. And Phelps is there as well. Why is this such a great call? Because Cloud9 just going for the second wave of grenades towards B and finishing the round there is a great call in itself, because you baited out the utility from the CTs. They won't have smokes to, smoke off the Molotovs basically, and you're going to have an easier job taking control of the site. But Cloud9 is actually being ahead of the curve. They know that exactly this is going to force SK to over-rotate, as we see from Fur, and they are going to go towards that A bomb site. Now, the one thing that ruins them basically, I'm going to rewind it just a little bit, is the fact, or a bit more, is the fact that Taco still has a smoke. And this is great presence of mind from Taco. He was not pressured at all during this round, and with only 30 seconds left, he throws the smoke in front of MBK, which makes it very, very difficult for Cloud9 to actually push towards the bomb site. It's a one-way smoke, so he gets the line towards A main, gets the kill on Stewie. At that point, he can also give a call to his teammates that the fake is happening, and he gets a second kill, does a lot of damage to Shroud. The fake doesn't really work out. I mean, Nothing pushes into the B bomb site to try and sell the fake, but he just dies, and SK is able to rotate back to A, defuse the bomb, and win the round. So the thought process behind what Cloud9 was trying to do is great. What I would maybe just do differently is, because of the sound cue in Squeaky, perhaps it makes more sense for you to just go together with Stewie and go A main with 3 players. The problem is, because of all the nades that need to be thrown on B and on mid, Cloud9 cannot afford to have someone in A main for the beginning of the round, and they're afraid of a player being aggressive and getting early information and basically shutting them down. So in the end, you need to, in executes like these, you're always going to have a weak point somewhere, but I think it's a very well devised strategy from Cloud9, and it was only because of great presence of mind from Taco that they weren't able to actually win the round in the end.
And that's just the first map.
That was a lengthy one. I apologize, but
it was a valuable one. It's about the value.
It had to be broken down properly.
It's about the value and not the time. That was just the first match. Second match is going to be Cobble. That's after the break. We'll see you back here soon.
Do you play Counter-Strike? Do you want to play with the pros? Do you want to play against this guy?
Going in for his team.
Oh! Or this guy? Perhaps even this guy. Okay, maybe not him. Sign up now to Faceit.com and take your game to the next level. Play against the pros only at Faceit.com.
My name is Forrest.
I'm Getright. Freiberg.
You want to beat an old-timer like me?
Come try us at Faceit.com.
The home of all the good stuff.
Fantastic play.
Blackbird, black moon, black sky, black light, black everything black, black heart, black keys, black diamonds, black out, black everything black, black everything, everything all black, everything, everything all black, everything, everything all black, everything, everything
to say. My heart is on display, but I'm not afraid. Yeah, I'm not afraid. Why you've been getting busy, I've been getting dizzy, trying not to keep you in mind. Now all the dirty vibes and suddenly enticing since you came back in my life. I've been waiting for you, been waiting for you, been waiting for you. I've been waiting for
And so we return with the next map for Cloud9 and SK Gaming. We have switched up casters. I am Scrawny, joined by Seaside. We're back, guys. Had a little break, but now we're here with some more action between two exciting teams. Cobblestone, going to be a great map to watch as well. SK on the T side have that heavy utility thanks to Fallen. He's going to have that double flash smoke to play off of. And already we see SK starting to swarm this B bomb site. Skadoodle from afar just pops that first head though, and nothing removed. His Shroud finds another. Automatic's flank has already taken 2, and that's the bomb to go down, leaving it just on coldzera.
Yeah, he's stuck in E-Box. Not much he has going for him, just a Glock, as he'll get triple peaked, and Shroud will take down Cold. And interestingly enough, C9 have beaten SK recently. Go back to the Subaru event a little while ago. On this map, a map that is almost as good as C9 are on it, you have to favor SK in a map like Cobblestone. It just fits their playstyle. They've been really good on it and really deadly lately. So for C9 to pick up the W on Cobblestone and actually winning Subaru 2-0, gives a little leadway to them going into this BO1 possibly, as a clean push around comes out, as C9 will buy up the typical as many UMPs as they wish from those solo M4 and automatic, who doesn't want to get caught out by these SMGs at armor, or UMPs at armor, excuse me, and he is just going to fall back to safety on the corner.
Yeah, immediately he senses that threat. You know, it was definitely stampeding his direction, SK having those 4 players over towards that A site. They've actually decided to re-engage to the bottom of mid, and now Skadoodle comes over here to bolster the defense, boosting automatic onto Humpty Dumpty. He's going to be able to hold that angle, keep his eyes towards lower, and wait for SK to start to close that distance. Now SK's still holding on to the double smoke, so they should be able to put up a wall before they execute forward. But again, the umps and M4 of Cloud9 will certainly hold the advantage. The 2 smokes come raining over as automatic surprises them from above. Swaps to the sidearm as Fallen trades one back, and Skadoodle does the same, spotting the bomb and leaving it down to just coldzera and Taco 2v4. Taco now attempting to trade as he's lost his teammate and finds himself alone, throwing away the M4, holding to the Tech 9, but they're going to go retrieve that.
That was super smart, because if they don't spot that and they think he has the M4, that's a lost gun, but it was a bit obvious with everyone from C9 starting to swarm on him. So 2-0 C9, they lose 1 member, they retrieve the M4, so not too much damage dealt to their economy, while SK are going to have to take a save here. And interestingly enough, Colt actually goes all in. Now, he did only have just slightly over $2,000, so he's going to go all into $300. That's a Tech 9 and armor buy here from Cold, while everyone else is pretty much going to be full saving with just some P250s.
Man, we've seen a lot of these kind of catalyst. Yeah, we've seen a lot of catalyst buys today, where you just have that one player vamped up on some kind of a buy. NBK does it twice earlier today. It's something that can generally work out if that player is able to find some kind of an opening. At the same time, coldzera could get shut down as easily as the rest of his team. I mean, it is sure some Kevlar and a Tech 9, but not much to work with in the face of the rifles and umps. But Stewie gets a bit of a surprise as he rounds the half wall, takes one to the face and drops to 20. Nothing. Opening up shop over towards Long A, however, takes that 5v4.
And Cold is still looking for something here towards drop, hoping someone peeks from E-Box. I think in about 20 seconds, he is going to drop down there. Skadoodle's going to try to shut down mid, finds Taco. Easy second one, while Fallen will dispatch of nothing towards Long A and pick up a UMP. As Cold will just hang around drop, and his patience will get rewarded. He catches Shroud, pushing aggressively down plat in towards T-Apps, and that frag will go the way of SK, as now Cold's looking for another one towards the site, and that is a weak Stewie back pillar there.
Yeah, damaged earlier on. Stewie, gets flicked on. coldzera with reaction times of the gods. Hits that flick, and near a second, but Automatic's taking him down, so Fallen as well will fall. Automatic just holds that angle, predicts the peak, and takes the bomb carrier out. So Cloud9 find that 3-0 start that you'd assume they would off of the pistol victory, but this is SK's chance to bounce on back. They're going to grab the AKs for the most part, and Cold, having bought in the previous round, will still have his ump.
And what I found really interesting about that round is how much damage SK were able to deal with only having just upgraded pistols. Dropping 3 players, that's 3 rebuys, as the rebuys will come in, 1 UMP on nothing. Cold content to go into a UMP himself. The farming meta is still pretty relevant, as Taco's going to get flashed. He's going to peek from plat. There's one player coming towards stairs, and nothing wins that duel with some good movement with his UMP, and just missing a couple bullets is Taco, and he'll get punished for it. There's a good timed smoke from Automatic. He's going to play in the back of it. Good spam in from Fur. Will clean up nothing, assuming he was going to push forward for that rifle.
Yeah, he gets a little fixated on the AK and gets caught out by the gap. So now it's on to automatic to try and hold, but Phelps just jumps through, takes the headshot, leaves it on Ska, who will find the first. Fallen's gone down, but as Ska is within the smoke, he has to reposition. Phelps still behind the stables, trying to push into the A site with that bomb carrier nearby. He's going to see Skadoodle, but Skadoodle wins the duel, and that's a man advantage now for Cloud9. Still the terrorists split as Fur does creep up mid. coldzera still over towards drop down, but the bomb's gotten behind enemy lines, and suddenly they could just collapse onto the B site. Stewie nowhere to be found, seeing as he's pushed up from Plat, so this bomb could go down without Cloud9 being any the wiser.
Look at Fur. Casually walking in, not making a peep, and now it's not going to be on Cold to come help him out almost in the situation. So he'll flash himself an E-box. He will check his corner. So they've kind of swapped spots here, where Stewie is pushed all the way aggressive down Plat into B apps, and SK have just fallen silent when they get onto B, so it's a free plant. But they do have Stewie in that money position towards Plat, where he's going to be able to push up, catch one of these players off guard, and if he times it well with the players coming out through connector, it should be a clean retake for C9.
This is a bomb plant that never should have happened, but thanks to Fur's ability to sneak in from connector, they've done it. Still a 3v2 retake here for Cloud9, but Fur playing around the rock drops. Shroud taking the frag, leaving it just down to Cold, who takes down Stewie first and foremost, swapping to the second as he finds Skadoodle. It is just Shroud on 46 health, and coldzera wins that 1v3.
Who else? Who else to get it done? The man who even went into this round with only a UMP gets a massive 1v3 play. And what was a little thing to note there is when the flash came over from Stewie, they actually saw it coming. So the player at Rock was able to dodge it, deal damage to Shroud, and then Cold got all the info there. It's 2 connector, 1 Plat, and they C9 peeked him one at a time, and it was easy from Cold. And now this buy from C9, it's just going to be 2 M4s, a mag, and 2 CZs. Now, we know how deadly the CZs from C9 can be towards Plat. I've seen it done multiple times by them. They love playing by Broken Wall and getting into these cubbies. But if SK stick to the game plan, you'll see that getting mollied out, and if not, hard cleared.
Yeah, they have the full utility, so there's no excuse for SK to not check those corners, especially knowing, of course, that Cloud9 didn't have many players moving forward on each of the rounds they won, so the money has been low, and they know this at this point. Still, the Mag 7 can be ever so deadly based on the positioning. Fur has already been able to drop himself into drop room, and he's trying to clear these corners, but it's Shroud as well to tuck himself into the corner, and hope, of course, that it goes unchecked. Taco's Molotov forces the peak, but Stewie gets away with this. Sitting on 8 points of health, he falls back to the site, and Shroud from his corner takes Fur. Now we see SK trying to really push into this bomb site. 2 heavily tagged players still standing on Cloud9, and again, those guns ever so deadly. Fallen with the op finds 1, but the shotgun reveals itself, and that's automatic with the next. A 4 versus 3 here for Cloud9 to play with.
Cold. Content to still sit top drop, give some time for Phelps to work out towards Plat. He's going to catch nothing towards lane. Shroud and Stewie are heavily tagged. 19 and 8 HP. As SK have 1 player in drop, 2 coming up from Plat. They're going to boost Phelps up so he can get to tree and try to safely clear the site. And allow for the bomb to go down. He will clear properly. He'll find Shroud in the open. As Cold upgrades his weapon, through will come Stewie, as it leaves it all on automatic. Now in a 1v3, the bomb is just going to get planted momentarily. Although the one thing automatic has going for him is he hasn't made a peep.
Misses the flick, and that'll cost him his life. Taco not missing his shot, and SK bouncing back from what could have been an awful round. I mean, you see both of those players who fall back with low health. They're no longer trying to take those aggressive peaks. They're no longer trying to take the fights, and it's within that moment that SK can assert their health advantage, but also the advantage of their guns. Because you see them just slow down the pace of the round and sniff out the players from Cloud9, it's relatively easy for them to close that one out. It was within the chaos in those initial gun duels that Cloud9 could have just taken a little bit and then everything had they continued with the aggressive fights, but they don't. They have to stop because of the health, and now they've got nothing to slow SK down. With the double Mac 10, they try to lead the charge towards B. Fur finding 2 already as Taco takes the 3rd, and now automatic bouncing back thanks to that op. He's already got 2 frags into this one, and it is still Cloud9 at a man disadvantage. Make that none. 2 quick kills from SK to seal the deal and tie the game at 3 apiece.
And the op's back over to SK's hands, a weapon they don't have to put any money into it. They can just throw that over to Fallen, and instantly, Fallen has a super good spawn here from Plat. Like, he's going to be there in seconds flat to hold for the peak. We'll see if C9 elect to do it, and it looks like Skadoodle is going to go for the M4, so they won't have the op pressure towards Plat for C9, didn't have the money for it, and Fallen's going to beat them there and just be posted on Plat, hoping from C9 peaks. As we know, C9 loves this aggressive Plat play, but they also are content to sit in sight if need be, when their buy is not as superb as they want it to be.
Great smoke grenade denies Fallen from obtaining any info or even a pick there. Shroud continuously just playing close to that drop down. And it's exactly there that SK are trying to pry for some kind of an opening. Molotov to the left keeps any peek from happening. Fur uses the opportunity to possibly fall down here. It would be a great chance to take this map control if he were to choose so. Meanwhile, the rest of SK trying to get at A. It's automatic again to shut this down. He's been doing a great job of controlling these lower doors. Fallen fired off, has nothing to say about it as Phelps goes down for free.
And Automatic's now going to change up his positioning towards long A. While SK start to fall off from the B side of the map, looking like they want to transition a little more towards the A site, where Automatic is going to get himself up towards hay bales, and I think he wants to peek this. He's going to catch Fallen, so nice double kill already in this round from Automatic, as he's going to have pressure coming up through dangerous stairs. Now, if SK challenges one at a time, it should be easy for Automatic, who is going to peek into this. Can't win that duel. Fur will finally shut down the monster that is Automatic into that round, as C9 have a man advantage, and rotations are already come through from Skadoodle.
Yeah, Ska and Stu already sitting to the back of the site, so SK are going to have a really hard time of unrooting these two players. You can see how the Molotov goes wide and doesn't force them out of the position. So now SK, with no utility, are going to try to use the height advantage here. They boost over Humpty, clearing the corners and trying to push towards the site. Now Skadoodle's been spotted and lit down to 41. That's where Fur now takes the frag as Shroud finds one of his own. Stewie reveals himself from the depths of the site, and he will deny the plant and the round as Cloud9 take back their lead and move on to 4.
Now, those rotations were super smart from Cloud9. They didn't want to push up to APC or challenge from back APC or even get in sight and immediately look for duels. They were extremely content to just tuck away in the site, knowing they still had 2 other teammates behind Connector and rotating out of B. And Stewie can just sit there as long as the day allows him to. And Skadoodle's the one to peek first and get dealt with, and then Stewie just has that surprise factor of being back site. C9 play those rotations perfect, not too aggro, but aggressive to the point where it's a perfect bait and switch. And now into this round, SK will be 1 AK less, and no op going into it. It's a quick play.
Nothing's boosted high, so he uses the verticality to find the opener. Stewie doubling down to the head of Taco. There's the peek from Stu once more as he takes the second frag to his name. Phelps dropping as well, leaves only Fallen 1v5, and he's going to do nothing about it. Able to at least grab Stewie. 1 kill here for SK, but Cloud9 already starting to fight back into their lead, and it might extend even further, seeing as SK have no cash.
Yeah, it certainly might. We could see SK invest here, and it's going to be Cold again to be the man to buy up. He did have more cash than his teammates. He buys the 1250, and we'll see what the loss bonus. So it's going to be 3-round loss if they lose this. 24 hundo. Yeah, arguable. It's not too bad from SK. It's been a lot of interesting buys. And that's 1 AK on Cold can really change the round. He gets an entry. The other 2 players with armor get a gun. Next thing you know, it's doable. As Automatic is just going to play it safe. He heard some sound cues. That'll send him back. As C9 have pulled a player over towards A to help him out nice and early.
Couple of nades here to block off Taco's access. Automatic just keeping himself crept in the corner. Still nothing really being shown here from SK. It's not as though they've thrown any kind of utility, not too predominantly anyways. They still have that 1 flash on Fur, but it will be Automatic to find Taco first and foremost. Falls back with 6 points of health, so only a sliver remains. And he's going to try to re-engage at middle. Again, we've seen him have some impact down here in gun rounds and pistols aplenty, but Skadoodle's going to have to support him, seeing as he's on such low health.
Phelps, finally the smokes dissipate, so he can peek towards Plat. But SK are going to walk contact out towards mid here. Not even a flash. And they are going to pretty much on max positions as they wide swing on it. And Skadoodle doesn't get a single frag. There's the AK chiming out. That Fallen was able to pick up. And Shroud drops into the site, though, back out a balcony. Stuck in his own smoke. As he's going to try to fight out of this position. Instead, he will only get 1 for his troubles, leaving it all on nothing. Was 2 kills already. That's bomb, but Fallen. What a ringer from sight. Will catch nothing peeking. And SK, with 1 AK invested, will sneak out with a round.
Yeah, that's a round they really shouldn't have won. Again, the Catalyst rifle on coldzera gets tossed around amongst the players, and it's enough to take Cloud9 out. I mean, nothing there towards the end's got the Molotov, 20 seconds on the clock, could just burn off the bomb, but it's while he's exposed that Fallen capitalizes on the opportunity and crushes his skull and connector. 5 AKs for SK in this one. The double ump setup from Cloud9 with an op on Skadoodle. And immediately SK are going to pick up the pace, getting Fallen towards platform thanks to the flash and smoke as well. Taco dropping takes the first, and suddenly it's down to 2. Now an engagement going both ways here as nothing lights up Fallen, but ultimately falls. 5 versus 3 as Shroud feels the heat. He'll take 1. Taco trades down to 3 HP, and he too tumbles as now it's just Skadoodle.
And he hears his A flank coming, so Skadoodle has to be careful. He knows Phelps is right around the corner. Sound cue, no scopes on point. And Skadoodle is just going to now tuck tail and try to save this up. Well, the bomb is on Fallen's back and rotating towards the site. Skadoodle may he's thinking about poking prodding towards the door, maybe to find a frag on the way out. Try to find someone peeking. That could be Taco in the situation. Decides to peek up towards Silo and up towards the position of Skadoodle's thinking about falling back to Nerder, but if he holds his own, no one from SK should be able to push him without at least having some pressure given from Skadoodle's position. But SK will tie us up at 5 rounds apiece. As if Skadoodle can save this up, that's going to be extremely valuable to C9.
Again, we saw the power of a single AK.
Yeah.
So imagine a single op. You can couple that with the pistols as well. Here comes Fallen, though, walking into the crosshair of Scott. Easy cleanup in that case. Still 2 terrorists out there, one of which is hunting on A, but Skadoodle keeps himself tucked away. And that's perfect, right? He needs that op moving forward. Again, the money from Cloud9's not going to justify the buy. If they try to go Kevlar pistol, then it's going to just be Skadoodle with a primary. And again, you can take that gamble, but so early on in the game, you don't want it to ultimately come back and bite you. So SK will have the advantage of guns, and no, they do it.
Reasonable.
So why not? Cloud9 decide to invest. I mean, they've got the round 3 loss bonus after this one, the $2,400 on the table if they lose. And they have that 3 pistols, 1 UMP, and the op on Ska. Now, each and every one of these players has to find impact in this round. It's not just going to be one guy coming up big with a clip of CZ. They need to all ensure that they deal damage, take a kill, or at least gain enough information with their death to justify going down.
Early rotation from Skadoodle, who was towards plat early. He's going to transition to mid and just stay posted on it. Where SK have done some early spamming. They are just going to hold off for now. Automatic was playing close long A. He elects to now just fall back, meet up with a teammate. That is nothing. And just set up on this corner. Automatic's playing danger. Nothing's going to be playing long. They're waiting for someone to come around the corner. Phelps to be first. Automatic swings first contact. Nothing swings, but he has a flash to make the repeat. But Fur already pushing in there as nothing's going to try to hunt him down. But shut down from coldzera. As Skadoodle from APC, the op's going to have some impact. He has Fur, but no one was watching mid, which gave an opening for Taco. As it shut down the op that got carried over.
Yeah, Shroud's made it to the back of APC, and he still has that ump to play with. But until his reinforcements arrive, it's essentially 1v3. Again, Shroud rounding the corner, but he too gets denied. Taco with another headshot leaves it just down to Stu. Had nothing hit that P250 shot, then it would have been a 5 versus 3 for Cloud9. Automatic would have had cover as well from the back line, so this buy could have worked out. But at least Stewie's got his hands on enough. Spots a man towards Stables, and that's Taco. Who else? Who now finds the 3rd kill in the round and puts SK back in the lead.
Yeah, good T-side now starting to come out from SK. They've kind of broken the hump that is C9's money. C9 did just go for a risky kind of buy around the op. They're going to have to go for a half buy with upgraded pistols, maybe a sprinkle of utility on top. So you'll see a couple nades, smoke, upgraded pistols. Stewie goes for armor behind it. As SK just going to go all eyes towards outer yard, towards the A site. Send 3 players towards the long A. You'll see the pop flash, then you'll see the walk around the corner. They're pretty similar to what we saw previously in the previous round for the most part. And that is going to be the exact play. Flash mid, send Taco out, 3 players towards long A as Fallen supports him from behind.
Nice quiet creep here from SK. Not trying to force the issue, still playing together here. They've got the rifle advantage, and now once they get close enough, they're going to pull the trigger. They start to pick up the pace here as Fur catches Skadoodle midair, smoke grenade to block off connector, and they need to clear the site, but Phelps already dealing with rotations goes down. Stewie preemptively taking that fight with the CZ and shifting this back to that 4v4. Fallen with the eyes on behind is able to drop yet one another. And Automatic still on the site here, could get some situations, but oh, a second dink. He's taken too low. Bomb's fallen, 50 seconds, but he is going to get caught in the open here. Molotov pops behind him, and coldzera with his sidearm will seal the deal.
7-5. Only one rebuy having to come out. That's going to be Phelps. While C9 are going to go for the buy here. Op comes out on Skadoodle. He'll get a smoke behind it. Rifles for the rest of his members. They'll have one Molotov, so they are lacking a bit of utility when it comes to the mollies. They do compensate for picking up the nades, though. This round, again, SK is going to show us something different. We've seen the default with some A pressure. We've seen a little bit of plat, cold holding drop. And this time it's going to be more of a B-heavy kind of setup. More attention given towards drop, and one player aggro pushing towards plat early. And Stewie is going to shut down Phelps or Shroud from E-Box. 2 quick kills for him as C9 start to lock this one out. Fallen and Fur have to fight back, and Fur through connector lines up both of them, will clean them up as he is in a 1v3, has to ace to pick this round up for SK, as C9 have done a good job of shutting down the plat and drop room pressure simultaneously.
Now we watched NBK win a 1v5, so anything is possible. Fur creeps through the smoke and drops nothing as well, so he's got a tag Shroud and a full HP Automatic, but no bomb to play with. Still plenty of time, a minute on the clock. And the frag grenade, had that cleared the second room, could have taken out Shroud and left this to the 1v1. Oh, he's dropped it, so it's just down to Shroud, who needs another kill, but Fur with a 1v3 ace. Fantastic round from him, and SK remain in the lead, again, just breaking the bank of Cloud9.
I mean, what can you really say about that? A couple missteps from C9 giving Fur an opening. He found the first 2 engagements that went his way, and then that site just immediately opened up and became kind of his world where he can navigate around. And he ended up finding both players, a nice pre-fire towards E-Box, which caught the full HP player, and then Shroud was stuck in a corner tagged. What a play from that monster, as it's going to be 8-5, and now that was C9's door back into this half, and instead SK just slam it back on their face.
What a sick round as well. You think when Cloud9 get those first opening 3 frags that it's done with, but Fur had already gotten behind them and plays from the rock for the opening 2. Just great stuff from him. Nothing, however, gets aggressive and finds himself the AK. I believe that's a dink through the box on coldzera that drops him ever so low. Automatic again aggressing from lower A. Not going to find anything this time other than a death. It is still SK with a man advantage, although their health has been dwindled low.
Fallen has done a great job of walking out towards long A, not being heard. Yeah, so his teammate Phelps will die in mid, but Fallen is still just continuing this walk up forward. Don't think he got spotted by the player back APCs. They still don't know Fallen's here. Now the question is, can Fallen get eyes on it in a C9 player before they spot him? And I think Shroud actually has an idea now.
Yeah, Fallen just doubling back. Spotted. But he's gotten around the corner, so that's at least something to play with. He's going to make a lot of noise as he starts to just keep these peaks ever so close to the walls. Shroud's in a prime spot to drop him down, and now he's got an op versus 2 tagged opponents. This could be the round that Cloud9 slip through with. However, SK standing side by side. We've got a disjointed Cloud9. Stewie with the CZ, though. He's finding the near first frag. coldzera takes the headshot, and Shroud has to clutch.
Nothing like a crouch peek to find that frag, as Shroud's going for an interesting wall bang there. Now he can get it done on the CZ. A bullet apiece will pretty much get this one done. It's through the smoke, he's testing his luck. Now, I don't know if they're going to let Shroud go for this. It could be a safe call, actually. Without having a kit and has an op in his hands for round 15, I think this is going to be a safe call. Otherwise, Shroud probably would have been in through connector already. It's looking a lot like it, as he's going to play for exits. So that's going to be, it'll be max loss, but it's more important almost in round 15 to have that op for Skadoodle 100% of the way.
Poor Shroud. That would have been a really nice opportunity for him to go for that clutch. Had he had the kit, then maybe he can justify it, or even an AK, some kind of automatic weapon.
Or someone to peek him, at least, but they're so reserved in the site.
As they should be. Such low health there from the 2 remaining players on SK. Great idea to just stick themselves together, play drop down together. I mean, when Stewie having that at CZ up close and personal could have easily sprayed them down, but the crouching wide peek pops his head and allows SK to take the site. So 5-9, double digits still possibly on the table here for SK. The Brazilians with a successful T-half so far. Double up setup from Cloud9, and Shroud opens up again. I gotta say, he's been doing a good job in drop down so far.
He really has. He gets that initial molly, and Fur, instead of just falling back through the molly, he just decides to aggress and try to catch Shroud with another nade in his hand. And that's another opener for C9. Thanks to Shroud locking down drop, Taco's going to try to go for a little bit of a big game hunt here towards Plat. One frag, and you'll see him possibly either commit or fall back, depending on what SK told him to do in this situation, where he pushes out towards Plat by himself. Now, he does meet up with a teammate, and immediately Stewie, through the boxes, takes down Taco. Nothing immediately pounces to find Phelps, and all of a sudden, this round kind of gets shaken up from SK.
Yeah, they're at a 3-man disadvantage. coldzera and Fallen still remaining. Trying to split into the B site, but Fallen gets dropped thanks to the fire. So 43 points of health puts him at a disadvantage here, and Stewie seals the deal.
Wow.
coldzera 1v5? Absolutely not. Nothing through the smoke. Takes that final frag, and Cloud9 with a 3-point deficit versus SK at the end of that first half.
Convert the pistols. They string 2 rounds together, so they don't get a reset immediately. And then C9 or SK come back and just string those large portions around. You know, that all in all, that was not a bad CT half from C9. Yes, it could have been better. Yes, they could have avoided some economy mishaps and missteps. Like that interesting force buy where they had to save the op, force bought the pistols and 1 UMP around it, which, granted, was a close round. If they won that, may have changed the tide. But all in all, not a bad half from C9, as they're going to be coming into this one with a scoreline of 9-6. And utility, I imagine, is going to be out on nothing. I believe. I think he's usually the utility kind of guy.
Nope.
Nope, Skadoodle. I'm a tool. It's okay. Every tool has a purpose, Cry.
That is too true. Skadoodle trying to give it a bit of cover fire there. His automatic retreats back. Fur crouching on the half wall as well. Just trying to spot targets as Cloud9 creep their way through A. That bomb starting to transition its attention towards the A side as well. So what looked like an initial B play with a 3-2 split has started to shift ever so slightly to the opposite side of the map.
That bomb starting to transition as well. The back of Skadoodle. And they do still have a smoke and a flash. So see Skadoodle either A, line up that front APC smoke that I've seen them throw before, or just go with the standard connector smoke. It looks like it is going to be the latter, as the smoke's going to fall out towards connector. The simple one that you go for, the basic. But Fur and Fallen are kind of in this crossfire position to shut this down.
Yeah, nobody's going to be pressuring from lower A, but there is a man in connector now dead. That's automatic, trying to get that flank to connect. Fur as well with a headshot here as nothing responds to Fallen. Nothing in Shroud in a 2 versus 4 as the bomb will cross the site. Nothing's gone down, and Shroud creates some space. He wants to get that cash flow, but instead he takes the fight, and that just costs him his life. Fur with another will put SK on double digits, and they start off the CT side on the front foot.
Now we'll see how much C9 are feeling comfortable to invest into this, and there's been a pattern that I've talked to a while ago when we did some online dueling stuff, where some teams will only buy upgraded pistols without armor to allow 2 rounds after losing pistol of upgraded pistols, which I think is actually a really strong and underused strategy when it comes to it, because your opper then can buy 2 P250s and still be comfortable with it, or just your opper full saves and your team just gets 2 rounds of upgraded pistols. It's something that's becoming more popular, at least in the matches I watch, as Shroud hits a ringer. Goodbye Taco, he just ran his bell. It's school's out.
Phelps tags slightly as he drops Stewie to 14 points of health. Goes for the wide peak as well and softens up Shroud. Half of his health gone and his teammate as well. As Phelps continues to fight, coldzera takes his place as both players tagged here, and a third has fallen as nothing's dropped by Fur. Automatic gets out into connector. Skadoodle elsewhere on the map with the bomb still. Automatic trying to fire off of that Tech 9. All 4 players lit and one of which now dead. This is a very winnable round, but Ska gets clotheslined by coldzera, so Automatic has to do it all. Not a lot of health to work with, less than 50 on the 3 remaining players. Automatic near through that fire, and it would have killed the man in Cubby, but instead he hangs on, and he's going to fall back, looking to re-engage elsewhere. Now the bomb's in the possession of SK. They still have the gun advantage and the numbers advantage, but this is unarguably a possible clutch.
Yeah, he also picks up a smoke on the way out of there. So we could see him even just throw a smoke connector and just go down drop room, hoping that no one pushes through the smoke for SK if they are on the B site playing Rock, for example. But it looks like Automatic is just going to walk into drop room, try to find a favorable engagement here, which it certainly isn't his odds if he's able to spot him first, but no. Cold holding the angle, automatic, not ready for him to be to the right by the boxes, as SK will get 11. But certainly a close round that C9 could have shifted in their direction, could have turned that boat around. Next thing you know, it is 7-10 instead. But reality, it is 11-6. SK will buy back up, as C9 are going to have to wait until next round before they get their rifles out.
At this point, Cloud9 with much less to play with. I mean, that last round was quite competitive, but they had the Kevlar, they had the Tech 9s, and this time it's double P250s. A trio of Glocks. Taco again tries to aggress from Platt. But nothing's presented just as of yet. Nothing in Shroud towards long A, where Fur lies in wait. Standard 3-2 split here from SK.
Yeah, first corner now is actually, if he tucks into that cubby, you can actually look down danger. So that's why he's playing it kind of offset. Not only that, but he won't get spotted from danger and can wide swing at a moment's notice for those two players. It's less of a tight angle for him to play, as Taco from Platt going to spot that player far back in towards B apps. That's Stewie. SK looking good to get number 12. C9 have no utility. They have a lone P250 and Glocks. And Taco is going to clean up Stu. As Cold going to do what he does best. That molly burning him through the wall, but it doesn't matter. That's his teammate, as well as Cold, will clean up those 2 kills. So 12-6, you'll see a full buy now from C9. It will include an op on Scoodoodle. And it's going to be interesting to see where they're going to send Scoodoodle to get the pick. Are they going to tell him to just sit and hold Platt for X amount of time? Is he going to get aggressive towards mid? Or is he... There's so many options, really, what to do with an Opera on Cobblestone on the T side.
Especially an Opera with an AK.
He didn't buy it, did he?
Nope. Decides to get that full
So my
utility.
point is irrelevant. It's okay.
5 AKs, not going to have to have Ska posted on an angle. Instead, they can just use that unit-based play, try to trade frag, and keep up the momentum towards either of the sites. Shroud's been tasked with anchoring towards B, creating a bit of a ruckus and somewhat of a distraction. But for the most part, Cloud9 with their sights set on A. Pop flash into lower. That's going to allow for them to take the map control, and it's Fallen with an op to find the headshot onto Stu, first and foremost, as he falls back to the site itself and awaits their push.
And he's just going to fall safely back. What a shot, though, from Skadoodle. As Shroud's going to find a second, so now Phelps is looking for a way back to the site. I think he is just going to wait for his teammates to rotate over. So Skadoodle doesn't need the op to find the entry. Phelps is going to come through Nerd Room. He will catch Shroud with his back turned. He entrusted automatic, as Phelps has time to now reload. Let his teammates continue to transition over. As he's opened up this site, nothing's going to be holding. From mid up towards Connector and Nerd Room. But no one's really going to show face yet.
Coldzera still on Balk, has Phelps side by side. 3 versus 3 with time ticking quickly, but now it's nothing. Who trades it back thanks to Coldzera. Coldzera continues to clear these corners, but automatic comes out on top. Taco towards the site, going to tap the bomb once. Gets the peek from both tees, and he finds the first. It's going to be Skadoodle with the op up close, and as he tries to retreat, Taco to chase, and both players die. A sweep across the board as everyone goes down, but Cloud9 with another round.
Expensive.
Absolutely.
Extremely expensive. C9 would have loved Skadoodle to get out of there with the op, or anyone to survive with any weaponry whatsoever. And now this buy, SK's buy is going to be far superior than C9's in the sense of firepower. A Galil, 2 Galils, 3 Galils. I'm not used to seeing as many Galils. So 3 Galils, a Tech 9, an AK, and SK back to their lovely double op setup that they do so well on the majority of maps they play. And that's a missed smoke that allows Taco to peek this. They have to be so careful as Taco's going to re-peek it. I believe that is Shroud stuck back in the corner, maybe calling for a little bit of help.
Yeah, and the help arrives in the form of Phelps as Fallen finds a pick elsewhere. He drops Ska. We still got the 2 Galils and the Tech 9 trying to close the gap towards that A site, but they've left the bomb behind, so any real estate they gain will not include that bomb carrier. Stewie with the sidearm dropping 1 as nothing does the same. Coldzera able to trade back, but he too low on 1 HP. This is a man advantage for SK. But still a chance for Cloud9 as Automatic's been able to creep his way towards B, where nobody currently waits.
He's going to clear the corner, make sure no one got aggressive from SK. And nothing's looking for something towards the A site. Cold is heavily tagged to 1 HP, and they only have 1 smoke left on the side of SK. And the same goes with C9. As they're going to swap it up. Automatic will pick up the up. Nothing to the AK. They are going to counter boost here. So I believe that is Cold on his 1 HP is going to get into the corner. So if even it gets 1 frag here, that's a mission complete. And there you go. He gets nothing, stays alive at 1 HP, automatic in a 1v3. And he will catch Cold pushing with the timing.
Automatic just pushing right through it here. Just
Okay.
no problem
Going
making
A.
noise. Gonna try to go to the B site, but it's up close that Taco kicks in his teeth. One of those ops gets grandfathered forward. 2 rifles as well. SK on 13, Cloud9 still stagnate on 7, and again they have no money. So this is looking like SK trying to walk away with a big lead, trying to close this out in a convincing score, and Cloud9 forced to go for the buy.
Yeah, you're down 13 to 7. You're almost on in kind of like a double save situation here. So they'll invest in what they can, the nade, the flashes, the 2 double smokes, and Fur's going to push you with an MP9. Of course he is. And he's going to sneak right underneath Automatic's nose. And he should have a clean kill on Automatic. Unless Automatic has some more info than I've alluded to, but no. Fur's playing it smart, looking for someone else. Is he going to... Of course he is.
Oh!
Okay, that almost got really awkward if Automatic was able to turn around. But he will clean up the knife in the end. So sneaky play from Fur. Gets some free money as Taco and Chicken Coop will have just pretty much a heyday here.
Fur's able to find another on the SMG. Taco's dropped another on the op. Now it's just Shroudy trying with the Deeg. And try he will until he dies. Flawless round from SK. All 5 survive. I like that Automatic doesn't even react to the first knife. No, like, spontaneous 180. No attempt at the flick shot. Just absolute confusion as to why his health is gone. Cloud9 having to buy with more Tech 9s and a couple P250s. They've got the smokes, the flashes, a hope and a dream, but probably no chance in hell.
Yeah, these are the smokes we saw actually yesterday.
Yep.
Thrown on Cobble. The preemptive wall of smokes from T-Spawn that you can throw. And then by the time you get here, they're already bloomed. You don't have to worry about it. And you can overwhelm players like that who decide to get aggressive towards Plat. As Phelps will bring it back. Taco, or Cold has found a gap in that smoke as Phelps pushes through. Cold Zero gonna right-click a flash, full blinds his teammate, but he's going through it anyway. C9 are down to 2 members, but Automatic has found an op, and they're willing to let these smokes dissipate due to the bomb falling where it has.
Automatic's got the op, but it's SK with the boost. And another frag as Cold Zero takes the head of Automatic. Shroud comes up empty-handed. SK secure OT, but a very valiant effort in that round. I mean, they go for those rapid walls of smoke so that by the time they arrive to the site, that wall is already up.
Yep.
You can see how SK were trying to, get through the smoke, but at the same time not get too close to those pistols. And it's within those awkward transitions that Cloud9 can come out with a couple of frags. So all in all, nice stuff from Cloud9. You can't really expect much more when they just have that pistol force. This time, again, it is pistols for the most part. Skadoodle with the 1 AK, and then Tech 9s and a Deeg. Full utility once more. They don't opt into that rapid smoke play, but instead they're just going to try to aggress towards Pit. And that's where Phelps lies in wait.
Yeah, SK have done a lovely job here on the CT side of just making sure Plat's on lock. And even if they let C9 out, they're content to chill behind the smokes. They're content to set up around it. And SK have just done a lovely job on the CT side. As now clock starts to dwindle down. C9 do have some utility. Pistols with a lone AK. And SK are not going to give him an opening toward his drop. Content to play outside of it by window like Cold, although he does get tagged, and he will get caught from nothing. So that's an opener. As Fur has to change his focus towards Connector. Gets 2 in that situation, as Stewie is going to be able to clean it up promptly with a man advantage now for C9.
Phelps still from Plat. Trying to fight his way out of this one here. 3 Ts on site. Stewie with the bomb. Takes him out. Another frag back here from Fallen. It's going to chip at Stewie, but he is still standing. So Fallen gets the chance at a 1 versus 3 with that bomb planted on B. He just jumps wildly through the smoke, and through his flash, he's... No! Ooh. Near takes the frag. Stewie saves the day. And Cloud9 keep rolling.
They're still rolling. They should be able to, look at it. AKs across the board with a couple players dropping them over. SK's by. Will be looking all right, although there will be a UMP on Phelps. Taco will have to get a UMP thrown his way as Fallen picks up the op. So SK glue together a buy for now. There's some staples keeping that economy in shambles. At least it's together for now. As SK are looking to try to end this one. Meanwhile, C9 will get a full buy. A full buy that includes everyone on rifles and Skidoo on the op. It's been a bit since we've seen that.
Yeah, they'll need 7 consecutive rounds, though, to force this into OT, so SK get their chance at a full buy here now. Shroud trying to just find a bit of a chance shot through that smoke. Nobody too aggressive from SK. Rather just Taco in the staircase and Phelps by his side. Still keeping 3 players at the B site as SK as they have 2 players pushed advanced on A. So the map control's in their hands. And Cloud9 transition everyone towards B.
Minute 7. Gonna molly down drop, send a couple players towards Plat Taco. And the peekaboo spot towards box. Just gonna sit there. As soon as he spots someone, he's gonna ask for a flash. And there it is. So Phelps is gonna throw it, allows Taco to fall towards Broken Wall. But the flash blinds both players. Taco gets the best of this exchange as he'll take care of Shroud and fall back to the site. But Stewie through the smoke finds him, so there is no escape until Fur's nade will land and claim a soul. Let's look at Fur on site though. This gets deadly for C9 as Fur's gonna play around these smokes. Here's the bomb going down, will push through, denies the plant with 30 seconds. Now Skadoodle and Automatic have to fight out of a corner.
Automatic's able to find the first headshot. Ska as well takes one, so it's a 1v1 here from Automatic. Trying to keep Cloud9 alive. Fur, though, will take the kill, and the 16th round goes the way of the Brazilians. They take map 2 after a very strong T-half and an even better CT side.
Well, that was an interesting game. SK coming back after the loss on Cash. Teams exchanging their opponents' map picks. So now James has decided that I'm not doing enough work, so he put me in another role. Now I am a host. It's the first event of this year I was a host, and I can tell you it's not that difficult. You know, you just ask questions to other people. Like, I'm gonna show you an example right now. So guys, Seaside's Crony, what do you think about this game?
I think it was great, Yanko.
Excellent. Back to you, Seaside.
Am I allowed to repeat his answer?
No.
It was superb.
You can pull a James, you can just say what he said. So, do you think this is, as we can see here on the stat screen, Cold Zero having a much better game than on Cash? Do you think that was the deciding factor, basically the individuals playing better, or was it more a matter of, you know, just them outplaying Cloud9 as a team?
I think it was a little bit of individual skill that came back up, but it also came down to the map choice, I think. Cobble seemed very comfortable for SK, although going back the last time I casted it and watched C9 play SK on Cobble, C9 were able to come out on top. But as is the world of online CS, you never really know, even when it comes down to the team's best map. But it just seemed like C9 fell a little flat when it came down to the holds, the rotations, kind of everything was a little lackluster. And SK did a lovely job of keeping Cold towards top drop, keeping constant pressure on the T side. And they just built up enough rounds to the point where their CT seemed to be easy sailing.
Way too many force buys coming out from Cloud9 as well. I mean, you get to that point where the scoreline makes you just play in desperation, when the score itself dictates how you buy. And it was those kinds of rounds where Cloud9 were still remaining competitive, so I'll give them credit, but when you're at the lackluster utility, when you don't have primary guns, your chances are then just slimmer. And so they're not able to hold on to the after plants. And
very true, especially on a map like Cobblestone. And the veto sometimes seems strange. It seems like teams actually, like, it's the opposite way. Like, I would have made more sense for me if SK picked Cobble and Cloud9 picked Cash, but you never know how these teams go into the veto process. At the end of the day, both of these teams are very high up on the leaderboard, so a split series kind of benefits both teams. But that was it for SK versus Cloud9. The last two best of ones of the day, remember boys, it's not a best of two, it's two best of ones, is NRG versus Liquid. And this game actually is very important for both teams because NRG has a 6-6 score at the moment. They're still in a position to endanger some of the other teams, mostly Optic, but Liquid is in a position where if they get a 2-0 here, they can pretty much secure a spot for themselves at the LAN finals. Have you guys seen the new Liquid play?
More reformed, I feel. I like the style they're at. They have a talent across the board. Twist is just putting up numbers, and it's good to see Stan back and controlling a unit with respect towards his calls. It's
pretty amazing that he, like, out of a position of just a player, becomes an in-game leader for Optic, becomes one of the best game leaders in NA, takes Optic to a very high level, and now is doing the same with Team Liquid.
I think not enough people talk about Canadian in-game leadership. Being two very biased casters. I mean, you look at FNS for what he's done on CLG, with the help of Imapet as a coach, Stanislaw on Liquid. I'm sensing a trend here.
Very calm and reserved people, the Canadians are, surely. But on the other side of things, they will have to combat NRG, who do they have? Another Canadian in-game leader. Dabs.
That's true. That's,
That's
very
Canadian,
true.
right?
Yeah.
I did not throw
He
myself under
definitely,
the bus.
he definitely was Canadian.
So NRG, another team that seems to have benefited from an addition of an actual in-game leader in the form of Dabs. Have to remember he was the in-game leader for Optic before Stanislav stepped in, and slowly but surely NRG, with slight roster changes as well, seem to have found a course that is leading them towards improvement.
Yeah, it was nice to see them kind of bounce back after losing the core of what is now big. When the Germans return back to Europe, right? You think this team's kind of left in shambles. Peter, however, has gotten the chance to re-emerge with a solid lineup. So by all means, yeah, NRG's looking good too.
It is interesting to see him play because he has made statements in the past that he believes he can be the best AWPer in North America. So I think that's yet to be proven, especially on LAN and against high-tier opposition. But it's always great. It's very important for AWPers to have confidence. So him having confidence is a step up. He just needs to deliver. And if you guys want to deliver, that's not really a good segue. I tried. But the thing is, what do we have? We have tickets for the Super Weekend here at the Esports Arena. You can come, you can see the players live, you can see some of us live. That's the link. I'm not gonna try and read that letter by letter. Tickets for the Super Weekend, and actually right now, because it's 5 p.m., between 5 p.m. and 6 p.m., with the code Esports Arena, you can get tickets for $1. $1. I have not seen anything in America that costs $1. So you can get a ticket, you can watch the likes of SK, Immortal, CLG, Luminosity. I think those are some of the teams that we'll have live here at the Esports Arena. So you get to meet some of the world's best. And also, while we're at tickets, you can buy tickets for the LAN finals as well. We don't have a promo code for that as of just yet, but if you go to wembley.csgoleague.com, you can also check out the tickets for the LAN finals. As it seems, as of right now, we are going to have some of the world's best there playing live as well in a huge arena. It's going to be awesome with the British crowd that gets really rowdy. But that's going to be all from us for now, and we will see you after the break with NRG versus Liquid.
Do you play Counter-Strike? Do you want to play with the pros? Do you want to play against this guy?
Going in for his team.
Or this guy? Perhaps even this guy. Okay, maybe not him. Sign up now to Faceit.com and take your game to the next level. Play against the pros only at Faceit.com.
My name is Forrest.
I'm Getright.
Freiberg. You want to beat an old timer like me?
Come try us at Faceit.com.
The home of all the good stuff.
Fantastic play.
have returned with more NACS, Liquid and Energy, and we're on Cobble.
More Cobble?
So there's no Brazilians here to cause havoc for my NA brethren. So that's comforting. It's comforting.
I'm glad you're comfortable, Seaside.
I am quite comfortable.
NRG feeling comfortable going with Museum early on, but then shifting their attention already. Team Liquid opting for that B site stack straight out the gates. 4 players that direction, near 5 as Stanislaw joins forces. So we're going to see a little bit of a shift here. And that bomb keeping its eye at A. Stanislaw from afar, just looking out for some kind of a contact, commits to some gunfights, and now the CTs need to jump out of Balk, get behind APC, and try to hold off the site. NRG coming in and taking it by storm. First to fall will be Breezy, and Little Man's next. That's the bomb to drop as Stan takes the third, and a convincing pistol on the way, unless Fugly and Daps do something about it.
Daps has no armor, and he's sitting here hoping someone peeks into Murder Hole. Fugly working his way up towards long A. He's going to turn around and hold the flank. That Liquid did definitely go for. You can see a couple players in mid. But Liquid are content to sit. They know where the bomb is. Fugly, the pressure's on him to peek into this. And he spots this player. Going to try to chase him down. But he is electing to just chill and hope Liquid go to him. Dap's still waiting and begging someone to peek Murder Hole as the clock slowly starts to dwindle down. And it looks like Fugly is just going to wait, try to peek this out. But this is a very, very reserved player right now from Liquid.
NRG still trying to pinch this one out. Daps gets aggressive here. He's stuck between 3 players, so it's a Liege from behind to drop the next. Fugly, last man standing. 4 points of health just won't be enough. Twists, hammering it through the wall, and Liquid taking the pistol.
One thing I found, 2 things I found intriguing about that. NRG do a good job of jumping around the corner at mid to avoid getting one-tapped, which allowed them to get up ramp for free. They had good flashes that fully blind the 2 people on our balcony. But what I can't understand is why did the bombs peek so close to those players?
Yeah, bomb could have and should have
pieced out,
crossed to site,
yeah,
if anything there. Especially since Liquid didn't really have anybody allocated to the back of site. Nobody really hard committed.
That's a plant at least, right?
Yeah, by all means. But NRG instead will get that force buy underway. So 3 Tech 9 CZ, just a Glock on PD. Kevlar for 4. Team Liquid with a clear advantage.
I don't know why. As soon as you said PD, I thought of like a flush teddy bear. I don't know.
I'm not judging on.
Childhoods. Little man, gonna push out towards long A. Minute 20 strikes on the clock. Stanislaw gonna hold the corner, just shoulder peeking it out, try to find one, maybe fall off or just for info. Yeah, it just throws the smoke, content to hold behind it. As NRG have 0 utility, so no smoke towards connector, no flashes over. Nothing to really assist them in any regard. Has a good nade in. He's going to send Stanislaw a bit forward as the UMPs. And the MP9, interestingly enough, going to be up from Team Liquid. Breeze holding for the push from anyone on Liquid. But it looks like Liquid are just content to sit and wait for the money to come to them.
Yeah, JDM's posted up on platform here, right? So he keeps just jiggle peeking, waiting for some kind of a contact. Something to show that NRG are actually looking at the B-bomb site. If nobody revealed themselves, then JDM could always go for that quick flank, and we'll see the rotation from Liquid through connector. But for the time being, it's still NRG spread thin. They've got that one smoke on Fugly, assumingly for connector. And now they're going to see the execution shine through. So there's a death over towards the B site. That's Daps gone down. Stanislaw at the bottom of mid takes one, but Little Man crossing to the site and allowing for that plant to shine through. So at least some money made. It's now Liquid come in for the retake. Fugly with an additional frag as Stan still holds mid. Elige with the M4 drops another. So it's Breezy and Little Man still standing. An MP9 and a Tech 9 to play. Breezy drop, Little Man up. And now he starts to burn. 38 points of health as he gets forced into the open. Liquid convert the point, but they do sustain some losses.
Good thing the kit was in play. Time. They had a little bit more to work with. Nitro, Twist. Gonna have to go ahead for rebuys as NRG will have some cash here. So maybe just another one of these half-buy situations. Or you can see something like, which has kind of been the trend today from EU and even NA matches, where the player's loaded, just buys an AK. Everyone else half-buys around it. It's been a thing that's been going on today. But it looks like it is just going to be P250s, etc. A flash, as Liquid are still just going to rebuy. Nitro's rebuying the MP9. And interestingly enough, no utility. Optimizes the money outcome from the MP9. As you'll see Twist rebuy into the UMP, because why not?
Also makes his life a little more expendable.
Yeah.
Nothing's worse than watching people die with a full belt of nades. And
cringy.
Without Nitro holding on to any, he can just offer himself to NRG. However, with unarmored opponents, these SMGs can still rip flesh from bone, as can the ump of Twists, finding the head of Fugly. Still 4 players up for NRG. They've got really nothing to play off of. They still have that one flashbang, which generally you'll see used at the bottom of mid. It allows for them to try and peek this first fight versus a guy like Nitro, who is standing up close. You can see how Little Man's in a prime spot to take it. Peter will go in for the peek as that pop flash happens. And if Daps is able to creep up towards long A, then they can take both simultaneously. If they don't use the flash, then they're just going to be walking into the automatic gunfire of Nitro.
They peek before Little Man throws it. Interesting, and even lands behind Nitro. Stanislaw is going to find Peter, so a little fix in that flash, and I think they're good to go. Stanislaw on site, going to tap away, as it is just pretty much going to be a clean house from Liquid. They're going to lose Nitro. He did get 1 frag with the MP9. But if that flash went a second earlier and was a little shorter, you know, maybe he doesn't get a single frag there. Now you have an MP9 to work with, although you are going to buy into AKs in up next round, so it's almost irrelevant in that sense, as Liquid will buy up here and not upgrade any of the UMPs. Only Nitro will buy them for up with Elige, as Nitro is the man to fall, so might as well. And we'll see what NRG are going to be up to. And it looks like they're going to have room for Dirty Pete to try to make a play.
Nobody offering themselves up yet to that op. JDM just tucked away in the corner here, has some support, but Stanislaw doesn't spot it. Little Man and Daps combining for 2, just immediately shred that defense. Fugly dropping into the fall, and Twists will take that frag. So 1-man advantage still for NRG to play off of. The rest of the team is yet to arrive, and yet Daps pushes wide. Costs in his life as Nitro takes another, taking down the bomb, and Twists finds Little Man. Peter, the next to tumble, and that's a clean play from Liquid. You see NRG with that opening towards the site, but then there's a bit of kind of disjointed push, and ultimately they're just able to capitalize on the 1v1v1. Team Liquid winning that first gun round. NRG back down to pistols.
And it sucks too, because NRG get that sweet opener towards long A, as you mentioned, clean, no trade frags, barely any damage exchanged. Then it all falls apart thanks to Twist. This young man is just a fragging machine. I think I read somewhere where the other day he dropped 56 frags in 2 BO1s.
Also Canadian.
Yeah, we're rocking with the Canadians out here.
Nitro from the half wall takes down Peter, but Breezy from afar will find the pistol headshot, and Fugly takes one too, so great pistol play as NRG try to keep up this pace. Stanislaw reveals himself and gets traded out thanks to Breezy. Elige and JDM gonna have to go for this 2v3 retake. Now they've got the kits, they've got the nades to play. They've got opponents on AKs as well. Elige finding the headshot to Fugly first and foremost, shifts this back to a 2v2. Both terrorists up close and personal here on NRG. Smoke grenade creates a bit of space for Elige to walk around in. He needs to be careful to not give him away as he makes a lot of noise. There's the flick from Breezy. JDM on the op, 1v2. Molotov to the site to try and force them out, but no. Breezy with another, and a 4K in the round will put one on the board for NRG.
Great work from Breeze there to clean that up, retrieve the op. Now that's something that they're going to have out on Peter again, as they would have had some funds to do it, but it may have come out as a awkward kind of buy and shifted the money. So it keeps Peter kind of rich, keeps his teammates happy. As Liquid immediately transition in towards the double op setup on Stanislaw and JDM. JDM with the spawn towards long A, going to go take the peek. While Stanislaw, number 3 on your minimap, is going to be headed towards Black. And Peter shuts down JDM with a nice far back, pushed back angle. As the ops from Liquid, at least we'll trade one out.
Yeah, that's one of those moments where NRG take a pick somewhere on the map, so then we see Liquid try to counter that with a peek of their own, and ultimately both oppers do their job perfectly. Now Stanislaw is hit down to 48, and here's Little Man catching a man towards mid. That's Nitro down. Twist's able to trade it, so a 3-on-3 ensues. And the T side quite split up at this point, disjointed, as they've got 1 man out towards long, 2 here at B. Bomb included, but Elige nipping at the heels of the offense to make sure that that corpse is dead. Drops the bomb in the process. Breezy now isolated towards the platform, and Peter coming in. So Breezy's going to try to buy some time, allow for Pete to clear out the flank. But in the meantime, 2 players still inside connector. There goes Elige, trying to get creep onto the plat. Breezy sniffs it out. 2v2 is what we're left with, and all 4 players towards B.
Peter. Let's go around the corner first, Breezy. Gonna jump out. Peter has the bomb, so we'll see if Peter's gonna elect to cover him while Breezy plants the bomb, They are going to go for this boost. Very common when you're in a situation like this. You don't feel comfortable crossing a site. You need some more info. Breezy going to take the boost. Will lose the duel to Twist. So it is all on Peter. And he peeks into Stanislaw. That's the up down. He's legged. But spots Twist, who's playing a dangerous game to re-peek into that one. Will pick up the op, and the Liquid will get their 5th round.
Yeah, Peter's able to get that first kill, and had he landed that second shot, then he would have won the 1v2. But he gets caught in the open trying to go for the bomb plant, seeing his time was against him. It was ticking quite quick, so understandably so. He whips it out at the wrong time. 3 AKs, Ump and a Tech 9 for NRG. Still 1 round on the board. And a bit of a bargain bin buy from Liquid. They've got that MP9, they've got the Mag 7, double rifle and an op as well, so it's there for them. But Elige maybe jumping the gun and not expecting this force from the T side.
JDM just going to sit in chicken coop. Energy use their mollies towards flat. Elige and Cubby. He's able to get the first of the MP9, immediately traded, as it is just all Liquid across the board right now, as they have a man advantage. And Nitro will shoot Daps in the back of the head as he tried to shoulder peek out JDM, leaving Peter alone. And Nitro, third drop, will clean that one up. 2K for him, as Liquid will put up number 6. Energy now gonna have to take a little bit of a knee and wait this next round out.
Alicia's gonna reinvest into the MP9. It managed to work even versus those armored opponents, so why not do it now when they're gonna be nice and squishy? NRG with just a few upgraded pistols. They don't even have that soul flashbang to try and force into the lower. This is really just gonna be a stampeding run at the defense. Everybody heading out towards the A site. Stanislaw's going to lock down A. Shotgun deals damage, but doesn't take down the target just as of yet. Daps still on a quarter of his health here as Stan tries to fight his way out. Twists, drops beat Breezy, and Nitro finds Pete. Now it's still Stan pinned, and Little Man's able to trade. However, he finds himself all alone. Nice little headshot to Nitro there, and he can pick up that shotgun to try and defend his position. Lots of time to play, but no bomb whatsoever. So Liquid are just going to turn up the heat and go hunting.
And that shotgun will fall off at that range. His Little Man will drop to Elige 7-1. We'll see how much energy are willing to go in on this one. So the op comes out from Peter again, which it hasn't really been able to open up the map anywhere yet for Energy.
No.
And the amount of times he's had it, I think he's had it at least, what, three times so far on the T side?
Yeah, he's found himself much more in these kind of like rotating positions as opposed to posting up on angles. It's not as though he's trying to find those fast peaks. He's been sitting over towards long A, keeping his eye out and watching lower door, setting his teammates to move forward, and then kind of bringing up the end of the caboose. So, in this
one
case...
pick, though. I think he got JDM once, but...
Maybe.
Yeah.
Again, it's just not been those kind of aggressive opening kills.
Yeah, exactly.
This time Liquid with the double op, lose 1. Stan gonna get ripped down by Little Man. Nitro trades with the M4 of his own. He's gonna retrieve that op and fall back.
That's Elige getting a little aggressive with his MP9, almost has to. He wants to try to get a man advantage. He is gonna go ahead and re-smoke it, try to play it off like that smoke was thrown from backstairs. He's hoping someone comes to the smoke while Energy about to send 2 players down. Drop JDM with a nice angle here from Plat. He can play this safely, knowing that Alicia's holding that smoke. As JDM's just going to reposture up. Just wait for someone from Energy to show face again as Elige scurries his way back around the corner. Good flash out from Energy, but JDM not blind at all. Will catch Fugly as Elige is going to show you how good the MP9 truly is, as he'll find Breezy. And it is all on Peter.
1 versus 4. Again, a situation where the op wasn't in the forefront. Wasn't trying to find those picks, but instead just has to come in through drop down of all places. Near spots the man entering through connector door, but Nitro wins that duel up close and personal with that op. 8-1 now the score, as NRG still trail by 7. They're not going to have the money to go for the buy, and this is Liquid making quick work of NRG. Thus far, anyways.
Yeah, thus far. Energy have had multiple chances with full buys, to be quite fair. That the lost bonus has kind of been there predominantly for this T half, with the 1 reset exception in the center. So the reset aside, Energy have had opportunities with decent buys, as Daps is going to line up a smoke. Nifty little smoke there, as his teammates will throw some as well. So they go for smokes and upgraded pistols. Nitro's just going to fall behind the smokes. And he's going to need some help, as he does have a player stables, though. That's Stanislaw, actually an elbow.
Stan's going to hear all this movement, and he definitely spots the players by APC. But Fugly and Little Man with the sidearms able to take 2 as Nitro shot goes wide. Sidearm as well, not coming up with the frag, but it's Elige who helps out here as Peter clears the site, swaps to the op. Fugly and Daps take those final 2. And how do NRG walk away with a round like that? They've struggled with the ops, they've struggled in their gun rounds, and it's just that closing of the distance towards the A site that they've really been able to work. I mean, that's not the first time they actually get into the bomb site. Liquid have this kind of more B-heavy start in their standard, and it's once they shift back through connector and get to the A site that generally NRG can get up in their face before the rotation happens, right? How many times do they catch players to the back of APC just getting onto the bomb site? It's the pistol rushes of all things that's actually been working out.
And Nitro couldn't hit an op shot at all there. There's too many moving targets. And he just got kind of overwhelmed and swarmed. Stanislav's able to get 1, but then the M4 gets picked up, picks apart the rotators. So 8-2, but now it's kind of like another reset situation for NRG. Although they kept, I think, 3 players alive, is still a fair amount of damage done and money saved. So we'll see what it's going to look like if they do lose this round. A good shot comes out there. Elige able to find Daps. JDM will trade it out on a Breezy. So a good start from Liquid, as Elige is content to take the peak as long as JDM has it back and trades it out.
They're going to double down on this position towards long A. And you're absolutely right about this angle here on the danger stairs.
Yep.
Thanks to the changes on the map. Right? Ooh, Dink though. Little Man blasts Nitro. So we swing this back to a 3v3. Each team with a player slightly tagged. Everybody has those rifles and an op on each side of the spectrum. Stan gets dropped as Pete lands one up close and personal. Smoke expended towards connector door, forces JDM to creep from Balk. Now they do still have Twists on the site, and the Molotov could block him off, but he peeks regardless. Twists come around the corner as well, and it's just down to Peter. He's able to retrieve the bomb, goes wildly jumping, finding Twists and leaving it just to JDM, who sits on 10 HP.
20 seconds. Peter on the sidearm. I think he may have thought JDM walked out to APC, so we may see Peter fake this, but this is going to be the full man stick. So it is the full plant coming in from Peter. He's going to pick up the M4 and look to peek into this. JDM, though, holding the angle. An easy shot from JDM as Peter will just go for the peek. JDM was low, but in the end of the day, he will hit the shot required. Liquid will go up 9-2. And we'll take a look at NRG's money. Now, they did get the bomb planted, so that's $1,400 plus the 800 plus the 300 the planner. So they're good. They're comfortable right now. They're going to get that by.
Second hard reset though.
Yeah, it is rough though.
That's got to really suck for NRG. It's honestly, it's almost like JDM knew he had that clutch if he just gave Peter time to make a mistake.
Yeah.
And Peter swapping to the M4 made absolute sense. Peeking wide into the crosshair of your opper when you know he's on low HP. Rough decision making there, I think. I mean, he goes for the pre-fire as well and still just can't hit that one bullet. Like, it would have taken a stray round, but JDM doesn't miss. Not in that case.
Also, what allowed NRG to get a buy here is keeping those 3 players alive when they got those pistols and everyone getting a gun.
Yep, by all
to
means.
mention that. So, if you're looking back on it and wonder how NRG can get a buy, well, there you are. And JDM back towards Chicken Coop, going to be holding towards Flat. Elige again with the MP9. He's played this spot multiple times with a Zane weapon, and it continues to go uncleared. I'd like to see possibly a molly set up for Flat to just clear that corner. That way, NRG don't have to jump out and then spin around midair and worry about so many angles. I know there is probably a safe molly you can throw from Plat to just get a
Yeah,
Elige
there
out of
absolutely is. You can just smash it on the ground next to half wall,
Yeah.
and then the fire creeps. I mean, even in that play, you see the fire towards the back Plat stairs.
Yeah.
But in which round has Liquid had a position there? There's a few times when we see JDM on the op, but never when there's smoke grenades being deployed.
Pieces.
It's always been Elige just sitting underneath the half wall. So they need a slight variation in their Molotov usage. I mean, the incendiary's there, it's just not in the right spot. Or at least it's not in the spot that's been played most recently. Now comes the molly from Stanislaus. The players filter through. Peter ultimately trading back after Stan takes 2. Nitro already on the site, popping heads as Breezy comes through connector. He's looking for more as he spots the man on stable and he takes it. Peter with an M4, but a 1v4 at that.
Naded down to 27-2. We have seen crazier things today, though. So this wasn't out of the realm of possibility, as Twist will just end his life, retrieve the M4, get rid of the UMP. 11-2, round 14. NRG are going to go ahead and buy up here. Will not include an op on Peter, which, granted, when he has had it, you're right, he's kind of been the caboose of the team. The guys to slap you on the butt and get you really moving. But unfortunately, the slaps haven't been hard enough. as it's going to be 11-2. Double ops again from Liquid. It's been this thing where Liquid have done such a good job with their double ops. They've kept presence on A, plat. They've kept presence towards long A, mid, B plat. And they've just done a good job of keeping the op presence across the map, where NRG are kind of left guessing is where the op may be. As Daps just going to slowly push up in there. Stanislaw, secondary op, just going to be sitted. It's a new one. Sitting and posted up on the angle as he will miss a shot. Smoke. And he is going to cautiously fall back as NRG will gain long A control. But I don't think it's going to be relatively free for now, as they're going to be hesitant to peek the corner. As they have left one player in drop room, though, to cause a little bit of havoc towards B.
Yeah, it's going to be this typical little four-man split towards the A site with the connector flank inbound, right? Happy always does this incredibly well, going in for that long drop lurk, coming in behind enemy lines once the rotations arrive. But for the time being, Team Liquid just have this A site control. They've got 3 players push forward as well. They're not trying to play back passively, but instead they have those forward spots. Fugly's been afforded this position in drop down. He's allowed to kind of, squeak in here, and he can keep going towards A if they want to get this split rolling. Team Liquid with still 2 players allocated towards platform. And those players so sectioned off to rotate on A. So if these 3 players from Liquid can't lock down the bomb site, then all of a sudden NRG could easily take this round. Nitro and Twists both fall for free. Stanislaw's got to rotate towards Balk, and he needs to stop the cross. He at least picks Little Man first and foremost with a man advantage still for NRG. Another kill towards Connector could seal the deal as its Elysian stand still standing.
Bomb is going to go down. And Stan knows that Fugly, or at least some player from NRG, did drop down as he threw a flash, fell a little while ago before the execution happened, and Fugly's kind of just sitting here silently. I don't think Stan wants to go in drop room, but he's content to just fall back with USP. Great timing on Fugly to peek that to clean up the op of Stanislaw, as Elijah's going to be waiting for the smoke to dissipate. Crazy spots in first, and we'll put enough bullets into Elijah to take him down, so 11-2, or 11-3 now, as Liquid will still have tons of cash to get a strong buy in the final round of their CT half. And it's been pretty dominant for Liquid, where they're able to trade out, get clean openers. It's been rough for NRG to really trade out and get onto any site. It's been just pretty much locked from Liquid, and the double ops have played a pretty big part of that.
Yeah, Liquid's not a team where I can recall seeing the double op all too often, right? Stanislaw's been picking it up really frequently this game. And JDM towards platform is going to get that opening pick, again getting aggressive first and foremost. Stanislaw peeking towards long A, makes no contact, although he knows there's players here. There was an expenditure of nades. 3 guys for NRG still at the bottom of mid as they send Daps over towards the B site to create a bit of a ruckus. Stanislaw falling back, content with a 5v4. Nobody wants to give up their lives for free.
Peter posted up on connector, hoping and willing someone will peek into this one. And I don't think Liquid really have too much reason to peek into that. They can just sit and wait, content with what they got. As Daps is going to make a little bit of noise towards drop. We may see him fall in the situation as soon as NRG throw their smokes towards A. He's going to try to drop down while there's a lot of chaos and noise being had towards A. Try to cut rotations, find a frag perhaps. And even if he gets 1 or 2, his life will be worth it just for the time wasted alone in that factor. As 37 seconds will click onto the clock, and now click by, as NRG are going to line up their smokes.
Again, that's going to block off connector here from Peter. And that other one should be for Balk. Stanislaw still on Humpty Dumpty. Players pushing by. If they don't check it, though, he could combine multiple. Drops Little Man first and foremost. Then Breezy whips back, takes his head, and it's going to be Nitro with another. Peter opting for the trade, but 10 seconds on the clock is going to force his hand here. Needs to close the distance. 6 seconds left. He tries to take the fight, and there's no chance he wins that round. 12-3 the score at the end of the first half. Liquid with one hell of a convincing lead. Hard reset after hard reset after hard reset.
Rough. There's nothing more difficult than getting a reset 3 times in a row, especially when you know how important it is. If you can string a couple rounds together, the momentum gets there, but the immediate resets, it's just painful. As just look at Little Man.
Going big.
See, he was the kind of guy when they picked him up, I'm like, I've watched Little Man before, nothing too crazy. But he's actually been impressing me lately, how well he's fit into NRG and how well he's actually been doing more and more as time goes by. And I guess that's pro leagues that kind of just foster kind of players and help them improve.
Yeah, I remember when he was a stand-in for CLG, and there was the rumors he was going to join that team, right? But ultimately, this is kind of his biggest breakout thus far. And he's had himself a decent game, considering the score for his team. Daps is already on the flank, though, walks around the corner, spots the Legion, pops his dome. Could get Stanislaw as well as Little Man arrives. Peter's here, the bomb is down. Nitro needs to fight all three, and Fugly will drop him. 4 versus 2 here as NRG could find the pistol they needed.
Yeah, this would be big. This would give NRG options when it comes to the next couple rounds, instead of having to pretty much feel obligated to force every time. They're going to go for a counter boost, and Peter cannot be in a better spot for this. Unless his first bullet misses, Twist should be dead momentarily. And oh my goodness, they pop up. Peter misses the shot, and this now is an open avenue for Twist, as he'll pick up the USP. 40 seconds will get shut down by Breezy, as JDM is in a 1v3. Glock in hand, no utility, 30 seconds. 35 to be exact, and the bomb is down. We'll see how much you can actually lounge on him here.
I think he just got bamboozled. He's not quite sure where that CT went. Tries to clear the boxes, but instead he sneaks his way. There's a CT behind him, so they know exactly where he is, and Fugly executes from behind. So NRG, they win that pistol round. They keep themselves rolling. They got a chance here to at least put up a more respectful scoreline. It's going to take one hell of a comeback to upset versus Liquid after such a commandeering start. But crazier things have happened.
Yes, especially today. Today's been a crazy day. But I would never sleep on the pistols either. And it shows me how confident Liquid are with the round leads they have, that JDM is going to even buy into this round. In most situations, you'd see the Opper just invest maybe with just a pistol while his team forces, but JDM's going to go into the investment kind of train with them. So Tech9's across the board. They have a smoke, and it looks like their eyes are going to be peeled towards drop room, where NRG have no one playing, but they are playing extremely far back towards plat, back B site, and a player in towards connector holding window. So as long as they don't get swarmed, this should be doable now for NRG.
Liquid have already been able to get into drop down. The fire cascading on the floor blocks them out.
They're dipping.
Back to the depths of which they came. They reboost back, leaving JDM on his lonesome.
Look at Twist. I think Peter may have spotted him here, but the way he's not fully committing to peeking that, it makes me think he probably didn't. Yeah, he's not going to check it, so he just peeks in the flash and he won't even frag. So Peter seems aware enough that someone could be there, but elects to just go for the peek when he hears the sound cues in mid, as JDM will strike and get one. So that is actually huge for Liquid. One less rotator, more time to rotate. They were going to be more hesitant, and that gives time for Liquid to push up with these pistols. Close connector and murder hole, as Daps is tagged to 7. So this is looking super good for Liquid, and it's a safe call. Whoa. So never sleep on the Tech9s when they're able to get up close and personal, and you get caught pushing.
I mean, poor Pete. He has such a read on the player in the corner, but then second guesses himself when they use the flashbang to enter the room, right? That's the thing. That to me is what's most interesting. Liquid know that area is clear. They've got a player standing there for the last 20 seconds. They still flashbang from T-side mid. Peter completely gives up his eyes on the corner, and that's where the kill comes through. Then we see those Tech9s just flood into the A-bomb site, so really heads-up play from them. And old Peter gets outsmarted.
It sucks. Remember, this is going back. Remember when he had a broken leg and still went to a LAN?
Yeah, well, I mean, he broke his foot on the airplane because of turbulence.
Yep.
Yeah, that was insane.
Well, now I'm scared to fly. Thanks, man.
Don't be. I've never heard of somebody else breaking their foot on an airplane.
It's just Peter things.
Just Peter things. Ooh, SG on Liege. I love that. He's another one of those players that really advocates for it alongside... Who is it on North?
Magisk?
Yeah, Magisk boy. Absolutely right. So
and Shroud too, I guess. But he's been stopping it lately.
Yeah, he was all in on that. Even the AUG. I mean, he was making the argument that it makes sense based on his positions that he plays.
Yeah.
And he has a point to his argument.
If you got money and can afford all your utility.
Yeah.
Sure.
So 2 pistols here for NRG. They're going to have the 2 rifles as well. And an up. Lots of nades thanks to the save. But Team Liquid with a clear advantage. I mean, these deep smokes on the CT side have kind of blocked them off at the time being. Site looks clear because all the counter-terrorists are just tucked away in corners. Hanging on for dear life as Liquid start to close the distance, creeping forward as an armada. Little man underneath the boost has the support from Fugly as well, so Breezy's the sole man trying to defend this platform. We saw a lot of play here from Elige, so he should have the heads up to check it. And it's JDM with a 180 flick. Twists to take the next, and Nitro with the third. Immediately NRG crumble.
That's one way to clear that corner. You just jump out so far, you force them to flick to you, and you just spin around and clean them up as Peter gets spotted, tagged down, and will hit the dirt, or should I say wood flooring of the Yaps. 14-4. We may see NRG invest into this one. Unsure as to what their investment's really going to be or look like, but they definitely don't have the room to work with to justify saving here and then trying to play for OT with just based on the rounds they have.
Yeah, again, a situation where the scoreboard decides what you can do, and they need to make this force happen. So they'll have the ump on Breezy, pistols on everyone else. Very little utility, but at least a bunch of smokes. And it looks like Liquid are just going to pick up the pace. Fugly, Breezy, they open with 2 here as Elige goes for the scope. He's able to drop Fugly first and foremost, but it is just him and Twists left standing. Another headshot onto Daps as he goes for the reload and closes onto the site. Bomb in tow, but dropped. So Breezy's got that to his advantage.
He's just going to sit here. As Elige is going to start the push back in towards E-Box to try to get some control. Knowing that NRG have the bomb, and odds are I've rotated more than one player on top of it, Elige is going to try to hunt this man, knowing he was alone as... Okay. Interesting. Will clean up Little Man in the end, though. Maybe he heard some little bit of a noise from his teammate, spun around, thought it was someone from drop. But he will neutralize Little Man. 3K now for Elige on the SG. He's going to get counter boosted here, and they still have tons of time to work with on Liquid.
Yeah, Twist is going to get back into position so that they can simultaneously peek long. And at this point, we've got NRG just funneled in this spot. So they too are trying to fight their way out, knowing they have that bomb. Breezy dropped to 20 health, and he still has the frag on his belt as he drops Twists. Elige needs the 1v2 ace clutch to make this happen and secure OT. Again, bomb in the sights of NRG. They've got both their AKs trained on this angle. Elige steps out, scoped in, and he gets tagged to 11 health. So now his job goes from hard to impossible. Peter with the final frag and NRG with a 5th round.
Yeah, huge 3K there from Breeze. And they just had pistols there with, I think, a lone UMP. So good job there from NRG to clean those up. Immediately push towards Plat, get the opener, get the AKs, and just set up a little campfire around that bomb. 14-5. Liquid will have enough funds to go ahead and get the SG back out in Elige. AKs for their teammates. No op for JDM, but it is going to be the UMP. As NRG will get out their own UMP on their side. As it is just going to be an early default from Liquid, keeping bomb towards B apps. 2 players there, 3 players towards outside B. Just hoping for someone from NRG makes a play, because they almost feel obligated to try to make some kind of plays with this scoreline. Against Liquid, can't really afford to drill in sights. Doesn't seem to be the case just as yet.
Clearing out under drop is the utility of Liquid. Both players peeking first and foremost, but JDM left with holding the angle is now. We start to see Stan go plat, but JDM gets removed here. Headshot from Peter, and a 5v4 on the table. Bomb's going to be retrieved, and it looks as though the T's will set their sights on A. Unless the bomb doubles back, tries to sell this fake.
Chunky damage done towards Nitro as they come out towards mid. Daps gets himself in towards elbow. Stanislaw looking downrange at Plat. As it looks like Liquid, the bomb is still towards B, so they're going to shift back. So they expend a little bit of utility towards mid to pull a rotation for energy, commit a little bit to get some eyes on, make some noise, and they will just walk all the way back to meet up with their IGL, meet up with the bomb. And they do have a molly to clear out the corner. Depends if they want to use it. Now, it would flood out Peter, who has no utility besides a flash, who I imagine is going to pop flash for himself and peek, or a teammate will.
Yeah, there was just that teammate's flash, but Peter's going to let the first one cross. He peeks out and takes 2, near 3. Elige with the SG closes it down, but now low health for both Liquid players. Nitro's been dropped as Breezy takes the 2K. And NRG find another round.
Slowly but surely. It's going to take some time. It's going to take some rounds where the no issue. No, can't really have any blunders. It's going to have to be almost pretty clean against a team like Liquid, who are now going to be forced on kind of these pistols. That's 2-round loss. They're going to be getting 2,400 next round, so they'll buy up some pistols. They'll get a little bit here and get a buy next round, unless they do want to save for JDM's op, which hasn't really had a need to come out on the T side, But perhaps now that NRG are starting to fight back, maybe it's something they can at least consider.
One smoke, one flash for Liquid to play with. So they need to make sure that that utility has impact. Again, they can use it to just section off one avenue of assault, but Little Man's going to get presented targets. Takes two, Elige switches it back. And now that's an M4 in his hands, but still no Kevlar. At least another smoke. So he's going to block off from the rock. This allows them to pinch towards A. And it's going to be up to Daps and Peter to try and hold the line. They're going to get pinched from separate directions as the bomb tries to join forces. Important frag from Pete there, and Daps can just watch A. That's the bomb now down, and Nitro 1v4.
All alone, bomb without way out of his reach. As Nitro thinking about coming around the corner, and he will just go down to Peter there. And there you have it. Liquid still stuck at 14. NRG gets 7. Again, a buy comes out from NRG. They're going to avoid the op for now, and as I say that, Daps buys it for Peter. So Peter drops his weapon, gets an op from Daps, who had tons of cash in his pocket. So the op comes out from Peter. Liquid not electing to continue to save, or at least they could have half-bought here, then get the op in the next round. Instead, they're going to go all in, and it's a very minimalistic buy. Yes, they get the AKs and armor. That's only 3 smokes, 1 flash, and 1 molly. And it's hard to get map control on a map like Cobble without having some utility expelled early on.
Yeah, luckily for them, they're finding long A open, so it's not as though they need to try and use these smokes or flashbangs now. One smoke goes to the lower A, and with these last 2, they can just try and commit to this A site execution. There's not going to be enough utility to justify doubling back towards the B site, so it looks as though they're going to go for that split yet again. They could have kept one man towards drop in the form of Stan, but he too is joining his comrades in their push towards A. Nitro's allowed to creep towards cannons, still spots no one at this point. Little Man rotates to the side of Balk, and he hits one as Daps drops Elige. Stan responds with one of his own. Liquid 3v4. But they've planted that bomb most notably, and now they just need to hold on. NRG still have utility to go for the retake if they so choose.
That's a cheeky boost. That is an angle you would not be ready for. And I'm always going to keep him at bay, as he is going to look towards the door. Stanislaw about to peek from murder hole. Catches Fugly off guard, and he gets a second as Little Man comes through the smoke. They will deal with Nitro, but Stanislaw still alive. But the drive-by from Peter leaves it all on JDM. Now 1v1. Needs to get a 2K to get this round for Liquid. Can he stop the bleeding as Breezy, doing a great job dancing around, sticks the defuse, and JDM will put him down before that bomb can be defused and made relatively useless. Liquid get 15. NRG will buy up what they can. Of course, if they don't, well, it's going to be game over. So they'll buy up everything that in their power as Team Liquid will get to 15. So looking crisp.
Thank goodness for the ump. I mean, what would this buy be without it, really, right?
Tech
It's really carved out such a place right now in CS that it's just, it's always, it's ever so present. I mean, half of the weapons being bought up into this round are the UMP, and it allows for lots of nades, so that's the one side that I do like.
Gotta love it.
You get to see a lot more nade-based executions as opposed to just, say, Kevlar and AKs, but we'll see what they can do. NRG starting to bleed utility already. Peter posted up on plat. Nobody presents themselves as of yet, although JDM's dangerously close.
Peter's playing a nice angle here to the left side. You really have to wide swing to face Peter. But that's the safety of his angle, where you have to peek him. He can just sit here. And JDM doesn't have an op to challenge him, just his UMP. Great flash. I don't think he shoulder peeked it, though. So it's still unknown of to where Peter's positioned. And that missed smoke would actually help JDM out a ton if he had an op. Instead, still a UMP, so he's stuck behind it. As the clock slowly works its way down, we're going to click over 52 seconds. As Team Liquid have gained long A control, they have that going for them, but Fugly set up here with his teammate towards elbow. As Daps and Fugly both looking towards long A. As Liquid are just kind of working across the map, the bomb's going to slowly rotate back, which is a tell sign of maybe A, and especially with Stanislaw getting that opener.
Yeah, bomb's certainly rotating over, and they're going to keep that player committed to drop, so they can definitely go for that pinch once need be. Daps taking control of long A, coming back for more as he takes a second and near third. Lots of damage done as JDM sits on 6. Little Men attempting to hold the cross here as the CTs have no utility left and only the one kit if the bomb goes down. Breezy with 2 crucial kills, however, as it's just Nitro left, and he's going to need the clutch to close this out. No, sir. Little Man through the door keeps NRG a-rolling.
And Liquid just ran out of utility, plain and simple there. They fought so long and hard that round to get you a little bit of map control from long A to keep pressure towards plat. They used some towards drop room, and by the time it came to actually push out and get towards A site, they had no smoke. One smoke connector, and that's it. Little man's neutralized. That flash now gets used towards balcony, and Breezy has to reposition and then repeat later on, and you're on the site with the bomb. So now this sends Liquid down to Tech9's armor. Little man in window should have a heyday here. He holds mouse 1 in an easy triple spray down from Little man with nice control on it on top.
Really nice gun control at that point. So easily he could have just fallen after taking even just 2 there, but no. Swaps to the 3rd and locks things down. Gets himself a bomb for his troubles as well, so that's just icing on the cake as Nitro and Twists have very little to work with. They'll have a little bit of utility and some map control in the form of long A, but Daps takes that back. Nitro 1v5, spots Fugly, gets dinked and killed as Liquid still stagnate on 15. NRG close to double digits.
They're really keeping Liquid honest when it comes to their buys. We've seen some interesting buys from Liquid so far this half. And you have to think, if they a couple rounds ago when they went for the AK buy on everyone, they had 2 smokes, 1 flash, and a molly. That's for 5 players to gain map control and then an execution. Now, if they half-bot there and went for 1, just saved, half-bot, got the buy next round, that'd be an up, utility, full utility for everyone, you're feeling more comfortable. Instead, I feel like they're almost kind of pushing the issue and trying to just push NRG over the line. But NRG are holding on because Liquid are just making plays like that where they run through smokes. Granted, it's 1 pistols, so it's worth the risk. But Liquid almost feel like they want to get this over as quick as possible, and NRG have different ideas.
Yeah, a little confident in their play, right? They're not necessarily slowing things down. They're not going through the steps of taking map control, but instead, when they see an opening, they try to commit to it, which sometimes works out because you've got that window of opportunity, and if you don't take it while it's open, it can get closed on your fingers, which it has been. Fugly, this time around, going to be leading the charge towards B plat. They've got that op still in the hands of Peter, and no op on the other side of the spectrum. Team Liquid with the 5 AKs gets flashed as Fugly gets aggressive, finding Twists first and foremost. Again, a round where in the opening few seconds, Liquid go man down.
It's been like the tail of the tape for the last 5 to 6 rounds for sure. And it's another round where they have 4 smokes and 2 flashes. They're lacking again the umph in these executions, which is like a molly tree, a molly behind the smokes as they go for the wall. The little things that Liquid are missing right now in their buys is what NRG are capitalizing on. And Stanislaw is going to get behind the smoke with JDM. They're going to go ahead for a little bit of boost here. Now, Fugly's already pushed up to counter this, and he'll find Stanislaw. And that's a play that Liquid are not expecting, considering NRG got the opener. And Fugly says, well, I'm just going to be extremely unreadable and go ahead for an aggressive push when we have a man advantage. So trades here for Liquid still leave them at a disadvantage, as Elige is going to wait for JDM to rotate over. Smokes off door, but that player pushed through to mid, actually.
Yeah, this is a smart play by Breezy. He gets out unspotted, so now when he re-peeks, if he hits the timing right, he could find both frags. Finds Elige and blindsides for the frag. JDM now 1v3 with an AK in hand. Bomb, no nades. Sees Breezy jumping. Could just get this planted if he wants that extra cash, because NRG should just swarm him once the plant shines through. Molotov not going to force him up just as of yet. JDM tries to go high, and it's Daps with the headshot to secure another for NRG. Ever so close to the comeback, Keith. It is that close. 15-11 now. Only 4 rounds remain.
The pie is slowly getting eaten. Nothing like a good pie. And it's falling apart for Liquid. I mean, now they're, 4-round loss, bomb plant. Now they're going to play it safe and reserved, but it's almost too close now to play it reserved. They still have OT already in their back pocket, which is at least 1 saving grace, so they're just going to go for Tech9s once again. I imagine we'll see the op out from JDM next round. They're just going to put all the cards on the table next round at round 27, or round 28. This round, 27, will just be back to the pistols and some smoke, some flashes. Fugly again looking to shut this down towards plat, though.
Gets aggressive and lines up 3. Continuous spray down pays off for him. Again, just solid plat control from his aggression. It's not even a far peek, but instead just an up-close spray down. Crushes Liquid, drops the bomb. Near finds 4, but twists from afar on the Tech9's, able to swing it back with 1. Breezy gets fully blinded here as he looks to re-engage, and he too toppled Stanislaw with another headshot thanks to the sidearm. Still have their work set out for them, but at least Liquid with a fighting chance.
And they actually catch Daps flanking as well, so this round all of a sudden starts to turn on its head, where they get an M4, they get 3 frags, and they even it back up. Peter misses a critical shot, gonna force to smoke mid, and hope this player peeks before the smoke blooms. That's Twist. And Stanislaw goes long A with his M4. Twist is gonna try to get up close and personal. He's gonna try to invade the personal bubble of Peter. As Peter's just trying to hold and guess which way he's gonna push. As Twist is getting ready to come through door, and he'll catch Peter. No scope in, but immediately traded from Stanislaw. And now it's a guessing game for Little Man. Is he going to stick towards A? Is he going to go towards B? And we'll see if Little Man is he's kind of forced to stick towards this A instinct here. And Stanislaw is going to re-peek, and that's what gets Liquid the win. A big play from Fugly, but shut down from Pistols.
Poor Fugly. I mean, a fantastic 3K spray down. It's still not enough to close it out, so unfortunately for them, that's the round they lose, and Liquid will walk away with the first win.
Nice. I thought that was going to be a more dominant scoreline from the Liquid side. But there we go. And I just ripped my headphone out of my ear. Well, Liquid, I was wondering, I mean, we've seen many games where they've had 14 rounds and haven't taken it over the line, but it was, I guess it was a CT-sided affair. Two teams having similar halves on the CT side. We've seen a lot of dominance, a lot of games on certain maps where you see dominant halves, and one of them is actually Inferno, which is going to be the next map. But just before we get into that, did you guys have any final thoughts on that map?